Yeah.
Welcome back into Tualatin Hills Rec Center for the second leg of these games. I'm Jack McArthur alongside my broadcast partner Tony Vandermeer. It is the OYSA U19 State Cup Finals. The team in the white, it's going to be United PDX, and the team in the blue, it is OPFC, Oregon Premier Football Club. So really excited for this one, Tony. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, just looking over the rosters and seeing the schools, high schools that are represented out here. Every one of these kids have played at a high level at the high school. But academically, what's impressive is the colleges that many of these kids are signed up to go to, and a few of them not even for soccer. It's Oxford University, as it was mentioned. So the abilities of these kids, both as soccer players and as scholastic adults, is amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got a chance to speak to both coaches pregame. The head coach for OPFC U19, it's Alex Hogburn from Middleborough, England. And he's a second-year coach. You know, this team, you know, United PDX, they're extremely talented. They've been around for a while, but when it comes to OPFC, they were established in 2009. They've been around for about 16 years. And the keys to the game, according to Coach Alex Hogburn, are to control the tempo through the possession of the ball. And he wants to focus on having quality set pieces, which, you know, include free kicks and corners, obviously. And if they're able to focus primarily on set pieces, they should be successful today. As well. Really looking forward to this one.
So OPFC, they're the defending champions. They were U17 State Cup champions last year, and they've already had a great success. I think they're top of the table for the winter play in OYSA this past winter season.
That's right. Yeah, two extremely talented teams, and as you mentioned, Tony, a majority of these players committed to play at the next level for United PDX. They actually have two different keepers that are going to be playing in this game. Rowan Johnston, who's committed to Concordia University D2, and he commutes from Bend. He's going to be playing the first half. He's number 1, and number 28, Adam Clem. He will be playing for Dominican University D2 in California. He'll be playing in the second half. And additionally, you got Eli White on United PDX. He's going to Western Oregon D2. Alex Aguiar also going to Western Oregon. Bryce Quintero, Dominican University as well. And a bunch of other players like Nevin Ruger, who I personally know. We know his brother Finn Ruger and his older brother Linus. Shout out to them. And he's going to be going to Cal State San Bernardino, which is D2. And then you got Grant Sasaki, who's a Dartmouth walk-on hopeful. So a lot of different talented players. I forgot to mention, obviously, Logan Farino, Oxford University in England. Then you got Bastida, Osmond, they're uncommitted. A bunch of other players that are going to be playing at the next level.
And so the Ruger family you're talking about, Kevin,
right.
and Nevin, excuse me, and his brothers. Those are Franklin Quakers,
That's
correct?
right, Franklin Quakers, Finn Ruger, Linus Ruger. I know Finn played D2, Linus, I believe, played NII, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, talented will happen.
Absolutely. You spoke of a United player commuting from Bend. On OPF side, they have a couple kids from South Eugene High and a couple from Crescent Valley and Corvallis that commute as well. So great commitment on their parts to develop their soccer.
Right, and on the other end for OPFC.
Yeah, those are the players I was speaking of are at OPFC.
That's right. Mason Fox, the captain, he is a keeper. He's a junior at Jesuit. And then you got a couple injuries for OPFC. Hakeem Retzlaff, he's out with a concussion. He had sustained one recently. And then Alex Westbury, he's coming to play D1 for Cal Poly. And the other player that's going to be out is Kalaj Heslin, who is dealing with an ankle injury, and he's a center back. And he's actually a senior at Mountainside, committed to South Dakota.
These clubs, both these clubs, they're two of the top clubs in the metro area in the state, and they do a great job with their college placement and getting exposure at the showcase tournaments, etc.
Here comes a big opportunity. Rips it from distance, and it's deflected. Headed out. Oh, a strong clearance. And it drops right outside of the center circle, headed forward by OPFC, Oregon Premier Football Club. And if you're just joining us, I'm Jack McArthur alongside Tony Vandermeer, and United PDX, their U17 side just ended up defeating AFC in that first leg that we called together.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the carryover in terms of the structure of play that United will have at the U19 level in comparison with their U17 state champions.
United PDX trying to go 2 for 2 today as they just reigned victorious in that last game, as I mentioned, against ADF Portland with a 4-0 victory. A strong kick. Pinballed around outside of the edge of the 18. Now it's cleared by OPFC. And this one's going to sail out of bounds. Ultimately, it will be a throw for United PDX.
Yeah, early phase of the game here. Things are still up in the air a bit in terms of a lot of bouncing balls. Have to get a few minutes under their belt in terms of building up a nice sweat and getting a real.
And it will be a set piece. And it will be a set piece for OPFC, as they elect to go short. Oh, nice through ball. A little bit too strong of a pass, though. The intended target, number 21, that's Ruben Velasquez. He is a striker and winger, and he's a senior at Wilsonville who's committed to play D3 football, soccer, or should I say football, at George Fox. I mean, in England, they do call it football.
They do, and George Fox might need him as a field goal kicker as well.
You never know, right? I mean, I used to be a field goal kicker. I used to be a kicker and punter for Franklin my senior year. It was pretty fun. You know, I played soccer majority of my life, but football, hey, it's a fun sport too. It's a fun sport too. Depends on who you ask, but I guess the sport we're watching now and calling it soccer and it's football, right? It just depends on who you ask.
That's true.
Ruger laces that one forwards. Nice reception, and it's played back. First of the evening.
Yeah, speaking with Coach Broadhead before both games of the U17 United game and this one, he did want to emphasize those restarts, the corner kicks, and so we'll see. They are setting up on the back of the D here to see what kind of a play they might be putting in here.
With zero wall from OPFC additionally, sends a ball inside, and it's cleared out, but not a super hard clearance. The second chance effort, and it's just over the bar. It will be a goal kick for OPFC with those Cal-esque jerseys. I mean, I can't lie though. That dark blue looks beautiful.
Well, I'll hold my tongue here. You said you're a duck.
I am a duck, right? But it's like I'm not even a Cal fan. But at the end of the day, you have to. When I see a vibrant jersey like that, you know, gotta give respect to it. It's commendable.
Absolutely, but also as a Beaver, you got to say that color looks a lot better than orange and gray.
Yeah, right.
Yellow and gray.
That's right. Hey, you did used to coach in Corvallis, so you're a Beaver, huh?
Yeah, through and through.
Right. Yeah, through and through, right? Oh, what a move there. See if he can stick with it. And now United PDX takes over in their own defensive third. He got shoved that time. Referee not going to call it. Good interception from OPFC. And now it's United PDX looking to break. This time it's Aguiar with it. Plays it forwards. Electing to go central, right back to Aguiar. And he keeps it in play. Alex Aguiar, the forward, committed to play D2 soccer at Western Oregon. Try to cut it inside, turn the ball over. Now it's OPFC with the ball. Plays it back. A clash near midfield, goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw for OPFC coming up here. Assistant referee hands him the ball.
This will be interesting, comparing the previous game when both teams had just a few subs. These groups have a full complement of substitutes and a whole bunch of motivated players. So it'll be interesting to see how that might affect the tactics going deeper into the game.
Absolutely. Tactically, it's a much different game with more substitutions and more players involved in general. Here come OPFC, building it up from the back, still scoreless in this U19 OYSA championship match. Taking their time with it. Darby Geller. He's a left back. He's a senior at Grant High School. He's headed to University of Oregon in the fall. I'm insinuating he's likely just going to play club soccer there because there's no D1 team on the men's side.
That's correct. That's probably the reality for a lot of these players, is that soccer, if you're going to play in college, it's going to be a part of their overall experience.
Right.
They're not going there to play college soccer to be at the next level.
Nice ball forwards, trying to track it down. Goes out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for United PDX. Rowan Johnson, the Concordia University commit, set to take this one.
Yeah, so I looking over the roster, there's a number of players that are going to go to Eugene, they go to school at U of O, and then the one player is going to be going to Oxford.
That's right.
So obviously, soccer's not a massive bit of the criteria for their college choice.
For sure. Here comes Ruger, passes the center circle. Oh, and he's hounded, and referee blows his whistle. And referee having a discussion with Ruger. They're trying to understand each other, right? Trying to understand where each other are coming from.
Yes, communication's key here.
Right, as a former referee myself, it really is all about communication. Whether that's with other players, giving them a warning, or telling them, hey, you can't do that. Else I might have to card you next time. Right, you just gotta be communicative at the end of the day.
And so far, it's been an easy match for the official to keep track of. So we'll see how this goes as we get deeper into this match.
Yeah, we'll see how much blood spills in this one. Not a super violent game so far. Haven't seen any crazy fouls yet. Inside, oh, big opportunity. Just outside, shoots it wide left. Oh, and it goes over the post. Second chance opportunity deflected, still live play, and it's finally ultimately cleared out by OPFC as, wow, that was a wild sequence of events. Right back into the box. It bounces once, and it goes into the arms of the keeper as he finally corrals it. That was just inches away from being a goal, Tony, as it went off of the post after that massive scramble.
And as Coach Matt was talking about, attacking those restarts is critical for the way he wants to approach this game. And it almost paid off on that one.
Absolutely. And now it's OPFC with control of the ball as they're trying to play it alongside their back line. Now they're going all the way back. A strong kick forward, the through ball, he's onside. Here comes Ruben Velasquez, lost control of possession. And now it's cleared out, not the strongest, was out of bounds. And this time, he sticks with it. And now OPFC trying to play a strong ball through. But Johnson's got it. Powerful kick forwards. Referee blows his whistle. Interested to see what the stoppage in play is.
We have an injury. OPFC goalkeeper took a knee and was asking for a whistle, and so the referee granted that to him.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. So the injured player, it is the starting keeper for OPFC. That is Fox Mason, the captain, who is a junior at Jesuit who has had no commitment yet, but he is class of 2026.
So checking the roster out, the backup keeper, I believe, is Carter McGowan. Is that number 20? It was interesting. He's on a gap year.
Yeah, it's Carter McGowan.
Yeah, he's not at school right now, but he's committed to play at Davenport D2, and he drives up from Albany to be part of the club.
Well, that's a pretty cool tidbit there. All the way from Albany. That's not close, is it?
Yeah, it is on I-5. Depending on where they train, he can get there in less than 90 minutes.
It's not as far as Eugene, I guess. Yeah. Or Corvallis, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, well, and Eugene, South Eugene, that's a bit more.
Right. A strong kick. Received by United PDX just outside of the box. Oh, a nice layoff. Can he shoot it? Just wide left. A respectable effort that time from number 10. That's Bryson Quintero, who is a midfielder committed to play D2 ball at Dominican University in California.
So United PDX seems like they're coming into the game a little bit sooner than OPFC at this point. And speaking with Coach Alex Hockman before the game, he was interested in how they're going to attend to the second balls, and that's where OPFC has found themselves in second place a couple of times. So to be honest, neither team has really developed any pattern yet. They're still looking to see, and both teams drop into a lower block and are giving possession away.
Absolutely, yeah.
Until they need to.
Here comes Nevin Ruger on the attack. Tried to shoot it, and that one's easily corralled by the keeper, who just replaced Fox Mason, the captain. So Carter McGowan, the keeper, who's taking a gap year, but he's committed to play Davenport University, as you mentioned, is on the pitch now for OPFC. Interjected by Ruger as he hits the deck and gets the whistle he wanted. It will be a set piece for United PDX.
So United is dropping back and picking up the defensive pressure line right about midfield. And as OPFC explores how they're going to try to break that down, they have given the ball away pretty quickly and cheaply. So I'm sure Coach Hockburn is going to want to get that cleaned up quickly.
Absolutely. A team with fewer mistakes usually reigns victorious. It's all about limiting those miscues. Here comes the set piece, taken by Eli White. In the box, and it's headed wide. Goes out of bounds. Referee signals the corner kick. So the first corner of the evening for United PDX. And he's set to take it. United PDX seeking their first goal of the game. Not of the evening, however, though, as they just won that last game 4-0. Towards the back post, and it's pinballed around. That time, 21, Ruben Velasquez tried to clear it, but it was deflected off of United PDX lasso. It will be ultimately a goal kick for OPFC.
It was an interesting setup on that corner kick on United's part. They had I believe 5 players right along the goal line, and then they came off the goal line as the corner kick was taken. You don't see that too often.
No, you definitely don't. Oregon Premier FC with possession. Darby Geller plays it back to the keeper, McGowan. All the way forwards. Now United PDX retain possession, back to the keeper. Rowan Johnson goes short, and it's deflected. United PDX coming up momentarily.
So again, the situation where OPFC, they gave the ball away pretty quickly, but they're making a commitment, I think, to try to press higher up the field and maybe win some battles in that part of the field.
Here comes Ruger. Taking the contact and sticking with it, turns the ball over. Now it's OPFC with a dangerous attack. Crosses it in the middle, and it's headed in. First goal of the evening, scored by OPFC, and they get on top early thanks to the header from Vance Sheffield, who's committed to play at LaSalle. Wow, what a finish. A clinical one, if you will.
Yeah, they got forward quickly after they did win the ball off of
Pickles put it together, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So their infrastructure and the way they're marketing and promoting the whole squad is built on that level of minor league baseball. But they're also investing, obviously, well, if they're going to have somebody like Jorge as a coach.
Right.
But what's nice and what gets intriguing is that's another avenue for players at this age group to move up the ecosystem, whether they want to go straight to the pros or play in college. To play in that, it's called USL 2.
That's right, USL 2.
They'll be playing against a lot of D1 college players in their summer breaks.
Yeah, I mean, the Bangers got 2 really good players. Van Sheffield, who just scored minutes ago, and the other one, Valas Saghafi, who's a center attacking mid. So Bangers, yeah, it definitely gives players an opportunity to get lots of exposure, for sure, and to play against really good players in the USL 2. So that corner unsuccessful, but United PDX still with possession. Here comes Ruger. Nice spin around from number 12 as he's going to evade a couple defenders. Elects to go backwards as United PDX find themselves in a 1-0 hole early, but still plenty of soccer left to play. Nice little 1-2 action. Big chance brewing, rips from distance. Just wide left on that attempt. From number 3, Eli White, the center back who's committed to play D2 ball in Western Oregon.
Yeah, it's nice to see a center back get forward, look to get involved in the offensive movements. It's fun to watch PDX United in terms of their approach of how they want to try to break down a solid OPFC defensive structure.
Yeah, it's definitely a great matchup. 2 really talented teams. OPFC obviously won it last year. OPFC with possession. Good pressure from United PDX. Ruger tracking him down, and it's ultimately cleared out. Stopped by United PDX. On the near side to Sheffield, and it's poked away. That time by 71, that is Luke Manadic, who's a right back. Plays for the Region 4 ODP team. Or committed there, excuse me, yep. For Region 4 ODP.
Yeah, since they did give up the goal, Jack, the PDX United is picking up the pressure a little higher up the field. They try to create some mistakes on OPFC's part.
Without a doubt. And now it's OPFC on the attack. Oh, nice turnaround. Caught a defender slipping that time. And now it's United PDX with the ball once again. They're trailing by 1, trying to find the equalizer sooner than later. All the way back to the keeper, Johnson. A line drive, kick forwards, winds up in favor of United PDX. On the near side to Manadic. Goes central, trying to switch it. They elect to build up through the middle instead. Nice through ball. It's a foot race forward just inside of the box. And it goes out of bounds. Second corner of the evening coming up for United PDX.
That was a solid through ball that he found his target running on, but Geller did a great job of recovering. Different approach to this corner kick now.
Right, second corner of the evening for United PDX. This time it is number 5. That is Owen Bonin, the left back, to take it. I mean, it makes sense, right? You got a left footer taking a corner from that angle. So Bonin set to take it, raises both arms. Sends a ball that bounces into the box near post. Oh, what a chest on the ball. Referee blows his whistle. He was shoved that time. A good call from the ref, and it's just outside of the box for about 26 yards out or so. You know what? OPFC, they can't believe that call.
Yeah, it's frustrating because they had a 3-on-1 break. They were looking at a pretty good opportunity, so that of course they're going to disagree with any call against them.
But they were very adamant about that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, because their opportunity was so great.
Right, makes sense.
And so this is a spot where United gets a chance to go ahead and put the ball into the mix and see if they can win that first ball.
That time, Eli White, the center back, was fouled. Got shoved when he was trying to trap the ball, and now it's going to be a set piece for United PDX. Owen Bonin, the left back, the lefty, set to take this one, hovering over it. Referee blows his whistle. Bonin laces the ball inside, and it's just wide left, so it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Solid effort, but I think he had a little bit too much finesse on that one, Tony.
Yeah, you put it in a dangerous spot, just a little too far away for the runners to get a chance to have contact.
Oh, good deflection here from Ruger. Some resilient play from United PDX as Ruger's being double teamed, trying to stick with possession. And it goes out of play. It'll be a throw for United PDX. Some communication from both sides here, so you can hear the players talking amongst themselves. Here comes the throw. Ruger traps it in the 18. Double team, turns around, crosses it in the middle. Oh, wow, what a big opportunity.
That's a great turn and a great ball into the across the goal mouth.
Play's not dead yet. OPFC on the attack. Oh, a hard foul that time. And referee with a hard whistle that time is going to be showing a yellow card. Number 19, Sam Miller, the center back, picks up the yellow. And that time, Sheffield, the goal scorer from earlier today, Vance Sheffield, stumbling a little bit as he's visibly shaken up after that one, but seems to be all right.
I think that's a function of not so much how malicious the actual foul was, but that he took away a good breakout opportunity.
It was a strategical foul at the end of the day. If Sheffield was not fouled there, I'm sure there would have been some sort of other foul later, just because Sheffield had a breakaway and they just had numbers.
Absolutely.
Oh, Sheffield shoved once again. No call that time. Oh, referee. Interested to see it. I believe it's just a throw, not a foul, but it looks like Sheffield got shoved before that transpired.
He's touching his hands. I think when
he did call the foul, I believe. I thought that it was a signal for out of bounds instead, but it looks like he called the foul. So Sheffield got shoved once again while he was trying to make a play on the ball, and it will be a set piece for OPFC. Number 6, that's Xander Morris, set to take it. Morris, he's a winger and he's a junior at West Lynn. He's a state high school champion in football as a kicker for West Lynn, and he is a free kick and corner kick specialist. Raises both arms. Here comes Morris. Sends the ball inside, headed out by Ruger. Oh, good play here from United PDX, and he's fouled rather hard that time, and he helps him up. Some sportsmanship play after committing a foul like that.
Yeah, but he's also peeking out of his side eye to see if he was going to get a card on that.
Right. It's almost like he had to help the player up to make sure that he didn't get a yellow card, just to prove to the ref that there was no malicious intent behind that one, right?
True.
So that time it was number 21, Ruben Velasquez, the striker, who committed the foul. He's committed to play soccer for George Fox. He plays big and with heart, and he's a hard-working player.
Getting the time to rest now. I don't know who came in for him, but he was just subbed out.
Not sure. Here come United PDX once again. Oh, nice cutback to get into open space. Trying to evade a couple more defenders. Can he get a shot off for a pass? And he turns the ball over. Now it's OPFC trying to build something. Solid ball forwards. It's cleared out. And a good touch. Bryson Quintero with a touch there. A little bit of physicality there. Got all ball that time. Oh, and he hits the chin of a player. Looks like he's okay, but that was a nasty hit there. That time, I believe it was number 7. Oh, and it's just wide. And after that kick, it's wide. It's going to go out for a corner. But that time what transpired was Vala Sagafi, the center attacking mid, he ended up kneeing the chin of a player on United PDX, and I believe it was 19. That is Sam Miller. So Miller took a shot to the chin, and no foul called that time, but he appears to be okay. Oh, nice cutback. Here come United PDX off the corner, and it's in! The equalizer from United PDX is found into the back of the net. 1-1, we are level once again. An adamant celebration, number 17. That time, a goal coming from none other than 17. What a goal.
I'm not picking him up on the roster
either
here,
am I.
Jack. But he did well getting across his player and rewarded his coach, who does emphasize these restarts and these corner kicks.
Well, nevertheless, it's the equalizer, a beautiful goal. Yeah, we'll get a name for you momentarily. We had a couple numbers that we didn't have on the roster, a couple players with names and no numbers, but nevertheless, it's all knotted at 1 after that beautiful header scored by United PDX. Here come OPFC once again. Into the box. Oh, a header. It's just over the bar, and it's going to be a goal kick for United PDX.
So 1-1 seems to be a fair result at this point in the game. I think both teams have had their moments. And even though there hasn't been a ton of rhythm in terms of possession.
It was Graham Chandler who made that goal. So Graham Chandler with a goal to equalize it all up at 1.
Save me up again.
United PDX with possession as we're all tied up at 1 again. All the way back to Ruger in his own defensive third. Ruger trying to build something up as we're all tied now. Fakes a long shot and elects to play it back instead. Now it's White. Eli White. A strong kick forwards, and it's headed into the middle. There's Chandler once again, all the way back outside. And it's going to go on to play for another corner kick, so third of the evening for United PDX. Lots of communication transpiring. That time it's Rowan Johnson, the keeper, implementing instructions for his side. as we are just about 20 minutes into this first half. Here comes the corner. The service in from Bonin, a short one. Hits the ground, right back to Bonin. Nice ball towards the back post, and it is headed wide. A goal kick coming up for OPFC.
This is, Jack, this is the last match of a series of state Cup championship matches being played out here at Tualatin Hills Rec Center. And the energy is a little bit higher here. The crowd's bigger, and it's a nice capstone, I think, or highlight to a great day out here.
Absolutely, it is a great day out here. Not as sunny as some envisioned, but nevertheless a beautiful day here at the Tualatin Hills Rec Center in Tualatin, Oregon. And now it's Xander Morris with it. He finds Westbury. Oh, just continues some physical play with contact. Continues to go through. Here he comes once again, just outside of the box is Sheffield. Plays it back. Looking for a trailer. Nice fake. Goes outside into the box now, and it deflects off of United PDX last. So first corner of the evening for OPFC coming up.
That's some of the best movement and play in this first half for OPFC. Very quick, very intentional.
Very fluid and sound play, if you will. Van Sheffield had it, and he played it off on the right wing to Kean Stone, and Stone tried to lace it from distance, but instead it was deflected. So first corner of the evening instead for OPFC. A beautiful ball towards the back post, a little bit too strong. And this one stays in play until it ultimately sails out of bounds. It'll be a throw for OPFC once again. They're going to get another crack at it. The intended target on that corner was actually 18 Hudson Waddle, the captain. He's a senior at Crescent Valley, committed to Colorado School of Mines to play D2 ball. The throw. Bounces in the box. Cleared out by Ruger. Headed forwards by Geller. Pinballs around, make it three, almost four headers in a row. Sheffield retains it, loses control of the ball, and now OPFC have it once again. The captain, Waddle, plays it back. Oh, a little bit of fancy work. A beautiful first touch. Tried to go through in the middle, and instead it's cleared out by 19. And it will be a throw for OPFC. That time it was Sam Miller who cleared it out. And the biggest difference between this first and second match, Tony, is the fact that there's a lot more depth on both sides. You know, last game we called between United PDX and ADF, it was just, they only had 2 or 3 subs each.
And both squads have put a few subs in, and there's no re-entry here, so it shows the depth and the quality that both clubs have.
And both clubs definitely have a lot of quality, that's for sure. That one sails out of bounds, and it will be another corner kick. Second of the evening for OPFC. Xander Morris, the winger, class of 2026. As we got papers flying everywhere, don't we? Morris, the lefty, set to take this one. Raises both arms, delivers a ball, curling inside just towards the back post, and it goes wide. Goal kick coming up for United PDX. I thought that one was going to curl in. It looked like it had enough wind on it to maybe go in the net.
And speaking with both coaching staffs before the game, I think they both got to be pleased because the results and the play is something reflective of what the coaches were talking about before the game. So the goal for OPFC came off of winning some second balls, having some good quick possession, and a great cross and finish, while the tying goal on OPFC's part was a result of a well-executed corner kick. It was, I think, the third or fourth corner kick. Each one was a little bit different, and that one that they took short ended up being a great opportunity for the guy who ran across the defender and scored the goal for Coach Matt.
Right, Coach Matt Broadhead. In his second month as the head coach of United PDX, but he's been the director of the club for 7 years. So an absolutely tenured coach. Shout out to both coaches. Alex Hawkborn for OPFC and Matt Broadhead for United PDX for speaking to us pre-game, giving us some information. Laces a ball central. It's a deadly one. Oh, and it's spilled, and it's still live. Oh, man. And now OPFC still have possession. That was just inches away from being a goal. That time it went into the box, and Johnson had it, but he spilled it, lost control of it, and ultimately gained it back. Nice continuous possession, a beautiful ball inside. Chops it forward, pinballs around. And now it's OPFC looking to regain the lead. Here comes Wesley Watts. He finds Tomas de Andresa. Cleared up a little bit of backspin on that one as Ruger's being held. Assistant referee raises his flag, and the main ref calls the foul. So Ruger gets fouled, and that's going to slow this one down a little bit. United PDX going to take a set piece here on their own defensive third. Launches it way up the field. Ruger with a nice trap, kicks it up into the sky, and it's brought back down by Jahan Sebzalian. And now OPFC trying to build something up, Tony. Oh, nice touch on the ball that time by Alex Westbury, the striker who's going D1 to Cal Poly.
He did a great job checking back in the ball in space, so he had time to clean it up.
Going forwards. Elects to go near sideline to Watts. Here comes Watts, evades a couple defenders. Sticking with the play is Watts. Going near sideline. Elects to go central. Ruger spins off of a defender, loses control of the ball. And now it's Morris with it again. Morris keeps it in play. Solid ball forwards. Here comes Watts. Watts to Deandreka, all the way back alongside the back line to Darby Geller, the senior at Grants, who's headed to U of O in the fall. And now it's Keon Stone trying to get around a defender, and they're going to call offensive foul against OPFC that time. It will be United PDX free kick coming up here on Oregon Sports Beat. Quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Soccer Parenting Association. Thank you to the Soccer Parenting Association, inspiring players by empowering parents. You can visit them online today at soccerparenting.com. So huge shout out to Soccer Parenting Association for supporting us here at Oregon Sports Beats. That ball is launched downfield, and it's ricocheting around now. Here comes United PDX. Here comes the goal scorer from earlier, Graham Chandler. He finds Bastida. Alongside the back line now, they're working it. Pretty solid pressure from Watts. Evades some defenders. Strong ball forwards, bounces just outside of the edge of the 18. And now it's Morris trying to alleviate the pressure. It's Bastida again. On the right wing. Oh, and it's just grabbed just in time by number 20, Carter McGowan, the keeper.
As this half's unfolded, OPFC has kind of moved away from their double pivot and relied on Hudson Waddell to kind of hold the ball, hold that number 6 position, and he's done that well. I think that's where, as OPFC came into the game a little bit better, it's a little bit of that tactical adjustment that Coach Hochburn was talking about before the game.
Yeah, I mean, to be successful, you just have to make tactical realignments, and you have to just all be on the same page as a squad. For the keys to the game, Alex Hochburn, the head coach for OPFC in his second year at the helm, but he mentioned he wants to control the tempo through possession of the ball and play quickly and eventually just win individual battles and compete for them. And for Coach Matt Broadhead, the head coach for United PDX, as I mentioned previously, just have to have clinical corners and do well at executing set pieces. So just got to play clinical soccer, especially when you're executing those set pieces like corner kicks or free kicks. You really got to excel at those. Plays it all the way forward. It's a foot race. Watts first to it. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw for United PDX. Another shout out to one of our sponsors, Tercy Soccer Store. Thank you to Tercy Soccer Store, Portland Original Soccer Store, for sponsoring us. You can visit them online at tercysoccer.com, Tursi soccer.com, for more information. Huge shout out to Tercy Soccer Store for sponsoring us here at Oregon Sports Beat. We appreciate you. There will be a throw-in. Oh, it's a big throw-in. Received by Ruger. Oh, some elite footwork. And he flicks it around. And it's a really hard foul. Ruger hits the deck. Hopefully he's all right. No card shown. Ruger still on the grass. Slow to get up, taking his time. Hopefully he's okay.
It's probably got to be a frustrating moment for Coach Hochburn that there was no need to even address him out there. He was going to change the point of attack, so there's no need for a foul. Now they got to deal with the ball. It's going to get dumped into their box here right at the end of the half. Yeah, Ruger just trying to walk that one off. He is visibly distraught from that one. He was fouled pretty hard by number 10. That is Tomas de Enjreka, the center attacking mid who's committed to Fort Lewis D2 in Colorado. So hopefully Ruger's all right. Looks like he's just going to try to walk this one off and play through it. You know, that's what athletes tend to do, Tony. They just play through injuries, even if they are injured. Laces a ball central, and it's headed out. Huge chance. And now another hard foul. No foul called. The OPFC players, you could hear them say, hey, ref, they really wanted a whistle on that one. They're not going to get what they wanted. And now it's OPFC on the attack. Playing the advantage, it looks like. Going central, centralizing the play to De Andreka. Now they're going on the left wing to Watts. Playing it through for Morris. Right back to Watts, and he's shoved in the box. No foul called. And instead, that's going to do it. That's the conclusion of the first half. 1-1 the score. The first goal came early from Vance Sheffield in the equalizer. About 15 minutes later in the 32nd minute from Graham Chandler to tie things up at 1. So 1-1 after 45. Your biggest takeaway, Tony? Yeah, fair result in terms of being a tied game at this point. Also, it's nice to see these players applying what their coaches have been talking to them in preparation for this championship. What will be interesting then to see what kind of adjustments are made second half by both coaching staffs. Absolutely, lots of adjustments to be made. 1-1 the score, as that first half was extremely entertaining. That's what I got telling. Tony's like, come on up. As now we're going to do an interview here. Absolutely. It's going to be a good time to speak with the Oregon Youth Soccer Association Executive Director, Simon Date. And we'll go ahead and just do it audio. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. I was told I have a face made for radio, so we're not gonna get any camera here, Simon. That's good. That's good. So, but appreciate you coming and joining us out here. Halftime of the boys U19 State Cup final. So what's your impressions of the whole day, and actually the State Cup tournament for the last 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, the State Cup is obviously our crown jewel, so to speak. Obviously, we've got two others, the President's and the Founders Cup, but State Cup is something special for everybody, and we've had a great round of quarterfinals, some upsets in the early on, and then the semifinals are just battles, and I think what you're seeing here for, I'm going to say 95% of it, is the top two teams in the state.
running it around. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it, seeing how this is going. It's been a good day so far. Weather's great. Competition's been fantastic. Very few blowouts. So yeah.
Absolutely. I have to speak to the officiating of this game, and then the first game that Jack and I did, the U17 boys. It seems like the officiating's been top notch as well.
Yeah, we've actually we brought in referees from all over the state based on the assigners' recommendations, and then from this pool of referees, we're going to be taking them onto regional. So this is actually a selection event for us.
So during our broadcast, I've been singing the praises of these two clubs, OPFC and PDX United PDX, as well as ADF from earlier. And I also note the younger age groups, SCA on the boys' side has been hoisting some trophies over there.
Yeah.
But can I put you on the spot? Can you give a rundown on the girls' clubs and how the results have been going for them?
For SCA?
Well, for actually all the finals for the girls' side, because we've been talking about boys on this
that's
broadcast.
Right, on this, yeah. So yeah, the girls' side, we've seen strong performances from East side. Actually, SCA have a good girls' team as well. Yeah, I think you're seeing some obviously heavy on the boys' side here, but from a girls' perspective, you've got some of the same clubs. I mean, you're seeing clubs where it used to be maybe five years ago, you'd have a clearly dominant club on a boys' side and not so much on the girls. I think you're seeing that starting to even out here. Obviously, we do have some strong girls teams. The Bend teams are great. Some from down south as well. But you're tending to see things even out across them.
All right.
That was my political non-answer. Did you notice that?
Well, yeah, but we don't want to mention some of the clubs that are doing the good work up here, right?
Right.
So you're coming towards the end, or maybe you're past your second year as executive director of OYSA, so maybe a State of the Union.
I think it's funny. Obviously, there's been a lot of movement this year. I mean, there's no point in not talking about it. With the platform leagues coming in, we've got 15 clubs this year. We'll be jumping into the platform leagues, the ECNLs, the MLS, the ECRLs. And I think in a way, we're looking forward to the contrast of what we do at the state association. There's no doubt. Obviously, there's going to be some teams leaving and some teams trying, the travel route. But I think, it gives us an opportunity to highlight, hey, we have fantastic local soccer here that's going to keep you in Oregon for, most of the time. And really, get back to some of the basics that we're good at. Putting on local leagues, having good, equal competition. And really embrace it. One of the interesting things we talk about as coaches and as club directors is, whenever you would have a club that says, hey, you know what, I had a Division II team, and I really feel like, perhaps that's not the right division for us. We'd like to move them down to Division III. And we all praise that. We all like, oh, what a great decision. It's because they moved them down and it was what's best for the kids. And I think, we need to be honest and look at ourselves and just say, hey, you know what, if there's some clubs that want to try platform leagues, that might be what's best for them. They might have outgrown this part, and I don't think there's any point fighting it. We just do what we're good at, and and let parents decide.
Okay, absolutely. So, in the term platform leagues, platforms, I found that I heard that for the first time. Speaking with the coaches before this game.
I have nightmares about platforms now.
Yeah, and the wind's blowing this a bit. So, for an old school guy like me, and explain, how does ODP fit into the ecosystems now?
Well, so ODP, I'll use your word, as an old guy like you, and I'll kind of put me in that place as well. ODP obviously used to be the premier and, frankly, the only identification avenue for a lot of players, a lot of coaches in college. Now you're having these ID events, the ECNLs, and the MLS fests. So there are other options now, but ODP still remains. It's a big part of not just Oregon culture, but national soccer culture here. And we hired a brand new ODP manager, Paul Carver, about a year ago now, to really take a look at it and say, hey, look, again, some of these kids are going to go off and do other things, but the ones that we have in our purview and that we can take a look at and look after, those are the ones that we want to get in front of coaches and take to regional events. And we're actually expanding it. We're actually going to to Holland, Iceland, and Costa Rica with 3 different age groups this year to add a little spice to it. So yeah, it's still a strong identification event for us. It's a strong program. We've got, I think, 50% this year. Exactly 50% of our coaches are college coaches. So it's not just where we've seen, frankly, some issues over the years where it's been a couple club coaches here, and then there's maybe a little bit of conflict there. But now we've got college coaches running the show, and it's great.
All right. So this is the end of a season with these state championships. What does OYSA do during the summer?
We relax, breathe. No. I mean, it's sort of cliche to say, tomorrow. Next season starts for us. I mean, we're going to take a little break. We're going to, again, sort of do a strong recap for us in terms of what went right, what went wrong this season, areas that we can improve on. We've obviously still got regional events coming up, so we'll be participating in them. Thankfully, not organizing them. And it's really just working with we have a group now that works with the technical directors around the state, and they are, they're setting up the rules for next season, setting up the registration platforms, some of the sort of behind the scenes boring stuff. I mean, you've run clubs before, you know what it's like, right? All the logistics stuff.
I do.
It's all that stuff. So it's a lot less of this, which I will miss this part. But there's a lot of sitting behind a keyboard, unfortunately, for the next couple of months.
Right. Well, I hope you do get a chance to get out in the sun, get some vacation time. So Simon Date, Executive Director of OYSA, Oregon Youth Soccer Association, appreciate you coming here and talking to us halftime of the Boys U19 State Cup Championship.
No worries.
Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, no problem. And I just want to quickly add, I mean, this has been great. We've received calls about you guys. We're obviously, I think this is our second year now working. Yeah, second year working with you guys. This is awesome. This is so cool that you guys are doing this. And so we're super excited to have you back next year. And nice job, guys.
Music to Ryan's ears. Thank you, Simon.
And shout out to the camera guy who's having to move that thing around all day. Thanks, guys. Yeah, no worries. Nice to meet you. All right.
Yeah, right. Got to give Deshaun Montgomery love, man. That guy's got some talent. I mean, we all have to have a lot of talent to hear, right, man? I mean, especially, him. Got to give a shout out to the interview too. Yeah, thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, Simon and I would go way back. He played soccer at Oregon State University way back in the day, hinting at being old guys. He's quite a bit younger than I am, but he's doing a great job up here with OYSA.
Right, yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Ryan. Well, the second half is set to take off momentarily. If you're just joining us, I'm Jack McArthur alongside my broadcast partner, Tony Vandermeer, and it is the U19 Boys OYSA State Championship match at Tualatin Hills Park. It is United PDX against OPFC U19, and we're all equal at 1 apiece. 1-1 the score. We've still got 45 more minutes left to play, plus potentially stoppage time.
Yeah, potentially overtime and penalty kicks.
That's right, stoppage time, and if it's still level, then OT and PKs.
So the goalkeepers from both teams are confusing me, but they all got those luscious mint-colored jerseys on both sides.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if
they look like twins, don't they?
They do, but the OPFC keeper that was injured, I was wondering if he's back in.
Well, we will see momentarily. So the referees are coming back out onto the pitch. And the player that got injured for OPFC, it was Fox Mason, the captain, who went off early in the 14th minute. And then the guy that replaced him is Carter McGowan, number 20. So interested to see if McGowan is going to be on the pitch or if it's Mason. Well, we knew he was going to be on the pitch for United PDX. Shout out to Matt Broad for letting us know that. After I asked him, he said, in the first half, we're going to have Rowan Johnson, and in the second half, we'll have Adam Clem. So Rowan Johnson, a keeper that's committed to play D2 ball at Concordia University, who commutes from Bend, he's going to take a seat. And then now it's Adam Clem getting his chance to shine, who is a keeper committed to play at the next level, Division II at Dominican University. So lots of widespread talent, lots of widespread talent between these two sides for sure. As United PDX start things off in the second half, still level at 1 apiece. Solid header, and it's kicked out by number 6, Xander Morris. Owen Bonin to take it.
Tuck in, Owen, tuck in, Owen. Owen, tuck in.
A sliding challenge to keep the play live. And now United PDX retain possession. Goes on a play. OPFC with the throw, and again, OPFC with those dark blue jerseys with the yellow lettering moving from our left to our right, and United PDX representing those white jerseys with black lettering and black shorts. Two extremely talented teams. Level at 1. Solid ball forwards. Nice first touch. Hesitates a little bit to catch the defense off guard. Oh, he tried to play it in the middle, but not enough equilibrium there. I don't think that he had enough balance on that one, and instead it just, he kicked it while he was off balance, and it went to the keeper.
Yeah, both squads are settling into the rhythm where they started the first half in terms of drawing their line of pressure a little bit withdrawn and putting the burden on players to either play through midfield, play through the lines quickly, or go fairly direct like OPFC just did.
Yeah, there's been lots of versatility within the attacks on both sides. They like to switch it up a lot. A extremely big throw in there, and it sails wide. Another throw for United PDX coming up. So in the first half, it was Vance Sheffield, the striker, who got on the board first for OPFC to make it 1-0, and the equalizer from Grant Chandler in the 29th minute for United PDX made it 1-1. So we still sit here at 1 apiece. There's the potential for overtime PKs in this game unless someone finds that breakthrough.
Yeah, we're early enough into the second half that both teams are still kind of feeling each other out in terms of what kind of adjustments may or may not have been made at halftime.
Right, I expect to see at least 2 or 3 more goals, though. Both of these teams have resounding offenses. Oh, a nice ball, and he plays him through. Huge chance and a diving challenge, sliding challenge there, and Watts has it once again. In the box now, he goes central. Nice first touch, turns around, hits the deck. Referee does not blow his whistle, doesn't buy it that time.
Yeah, good job on the center referee's part, not buying into that.
And it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw for OPFC. Here come OPFC once again as we're level at 1. Leo Novak plays it back. Xander Morris with a strong ball. Nice trap. Tried to clear it out. A double header. Hits the ground. And now it's United PDX, and a hard foul committed by number 8, Leo Novak, the center back. He's a senior at Riverdale. He will be going to San Diego studying pre-med.
He did a great job stepping up, but then he found himself pulled out of shape. So right. I think he just wanted to get to the whistle before finding out that the shape was destroyed behind him. So yeah, mature play on his part.
Yeah, not a super hard foul there, just more of a strategical one to keep the opposition honest, if you will. He just didn't want to concede there, or have a chance to maybe concede or give up a goal there in a dangerous position. And now it's United PDX with the set piece into the center circle. Nice header out. Heads it back, a dangerous bounce, and it's grabbed by OPFC. Drops it. And it's a good clearance. Two bodies clash near center field. Good first touch. And now it's interjected by Leo Novak. Referee blows his whistle. Novak was held that time. So it will be a free kick taken rather quickly. And now Darby Geller's got it. Back to Geller, who finds Morris. Morris bringing it up slowly but steadily. Now it's Chandler again, trying to go back. Lost control of the ball. Here comes Saghafi, the center attacking mids. He's got some speed. Pinballs around into the box. He hits the deck, but the player got the ball first. And here comes Ruger with some footwork of his own. Ruger hits the deck. No foul called. Looks like Ruger was shoved that time. He wanted a foul, that's for sure. And it's cleared out, so OPFC with a throw.
OPFC, Hudson Waddle, they did a great job standing Ruger up and
Right.
putting pressure on him. Ruger didn't appreciate that. The referee and he are talking about it a bit.
Yeah, he did not appreciate that one at all, but at the end of the day, you know, you can't be too vocal. I mean, I completely understand Ruger, but you just have to, I guess, roll with the referee's discretion, you know? I mean, I definitely think that it was a foul, but you know what? You can't get too angry, or else I'll show you, the referee will show you a card.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the first time a referee will change their mind and change the decision on the field.
Yeah, right? I mean, I wish that we had VAR here. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Just say, hey, after further review, it was a foul. We're going to call this one back. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they had that VAR in Oregon high school youth soccer.
Should have brought that up in my discussion with
Right?
Simon at halftime.
I mean, who knows? It could happen in the future, right? There could be VAR in high school matches. Nevertheless, here comes a set piece. There's a couple bodies clash in the box. So we got some pushing and shoving, and now we're definitely going to see a card here. 100% going to see a card. I mean, we just saw 3 shoves in a row. I'm just shocked the referee's not, you know, pulling a card out. I mean, we'll see what they do here, but there was multiple shoves transpiring that time. It was Quentin Forbert, the striker. It looks like both refs are going to discuss this one over to see what the call is, but I think that what happened was, yeah, there's the first yellow. Yellow to both players. So Quentin Forbert picks up a yellow. 2 shoves there. And the other player that got a yellow, I believe it was 71. That's going to be Luke Manadic. So 2 yellow cards in 2 seconds that time. But well-deserved, both players. They shoved each other, Tony.
Yeah, I didn't catch the conflict and how they were shoving, but the center official did, because he blew it before the free kick was actually taken. And then by the time I looked over there, they were dancing and falling down and earning yellow cards, apparently.
Yeah, what happened was Quentin Forbert, the striker for OPFC, clashed with number 71, Luke Manadic. Or excuse me, it's actually Luke Manadic, and they both players hit the deck, and then after that there was a large dispute, and then they just started shoving each other. So that's what the referee gave the card for, and I think the initial whistle prior to that was actually because the referee didn't give a signal, and then the player, number 10, Tomas de Enjureka, he just took the free kick without, letting the referee blow his whistle and give him the signal to do so. So now we're just witnessing a discussion between both referees, and they're just giving the players warnings, But we'll get back to play shortly here.
Yeah, hopefully that sorts it, and the adrenaline is put at its proper level. Just reading the body language, and a whole bunch of the guys from both teams just chatting with each other right at the 18-yard box in the D. I think these players, they all know each other.
Yeah.
And I think they'll get it over with, put their handbags away, and get back to playing.
Right. Another shout out to one of our sponsors while we have the time. Shout out to VIO. Thanks to VIO making sports technology accessible to all. You can visit them right now online at vio.com. So shout out to VIO for sponsoring us here at Oregon Sports Beat. We deeply appreciate you. So after all that, it will be another set piece. Attempt to number 2, if you will, Tony. The first one, I guess, wasn't very, very sound. There were some problems there that transpired, but nevertheless, we're still playing here. It will be number 10, Tomas Dianjureka, the center attacking mid, who is a senior at South Eugene, committed to Fort Lewis D2 in Colorado to take this set piece. As we're still tied here at 1 at the Tualatin Hills Rec Center. Here comes Dianjureka. Raises his arms. The service inside, a deep ball, and it's headed. Oh, the reception just not strong enough, and the keeper was first to it. Wow, a huge miscue from OPFC. Tony, it very well could be 2-1 right now. That shot was from point-blank range. He just didn't get enough control behind it.
Yeah, it was a bang-bang, but that was a great kick and great knockdown. And Hudson Waddell, he just did not. He's still kicking himself and been maybe too hard on himself after missing that sitter that probably should have been buried.
So now it will be Carter McGowan to take this free kick as we're still level at 1 at Tualatin Hills Rec Center. You're watching the OYSA State Championship match between OPFC U19 and United PDX. Nice turn on the ball. Pinball is around. Now the ball is in the center circle. It goes into the feet of the captain, Hudson Waddle. The center defensive mid, who is currently a senior at Crescent Valley, is committed to Colorado School of Mines to go D2.
Yeah, the two players that commuted up from South Eugene High School and Hudson.
Here comes a massive opportunity for United PDX. Could this be the breakthrough? And he didn't have enough finesse behind that one, not enough power. And it's a good save from Carter McGowan, who really didn't have to do much to make that save, Tony.
Yeah, no, and he handled it cleanly, which was nice. And I'm sure that the shooters, probably thinking maybe if it had just taken one more touch, he's going to get clipped, put on the penalty spot, or have a better chance, because that was a pretty soft effort on goal.
Absolutely.
It was a great run, great turn on his part to give him the opportunity.
Yeah, he just didn't get enough juice behind it, not enough power.
I was talking about the two South Eugene players. They commute up here, and they're both going to Fort Lewis along with Hudson from Crescent Valley and Corvallis. So OPFC must have some sort of a pipeline.
Yeah, to Colorado, right? Yeah, some sort of pipeline.
Yeah, and Fort Lewis is a strong D2 program. They get the opportunity to play against Denver and some other D1 schools that are nearby.
Yeah, a lot of these players in the OPFC squad are committed to play either D2 or D3, and there are some D1 commits. Laces a ball into the box, and it's grabbed by Chandler. The outstretched arms of Chandler retain that one. Referee blows his whistle, and it is going to be a foul, actually, against United PDX, so they ended up shoving McGowan that time.
Yeah, he bumped into him, and at some point maybe Carter was wishing he wouldn't have called it because he had the ball in his hands, and then he had to kick the restart from the ground.
Right. Nice little turnaround, hits the deck, and it will be a foul against United PDX, the guilty party. It's number 71. That's Luke Manadic. He has to be careful already riding that yellow card from that shove earlier, and that dispute between Manadic and Sheffield resulted in a double yellow card showcase. Rightfully so. I mean, they shoved each other. You can't do that in soccer, I know that much, without some sort of repercussions, right?
Yeah, and the game has gotten a little dicier, a little more challenge for the center. He's got more work to do, but he's been up to it so far.
Right, yeah, he's done a pretty good job. Here comes the clearance from McGowan. Headed forwards. Oh, what a good idea with the through ball there all the way up to Forber, who is also on a yellow card. Oh, and he shoves another player. Wow, absolutely shocked that Forbert didn't get sent off there. I mean, he's lucky right now. I mean, Forbert, if you're already on a yellow card, this guy's playing a dangerous game, right? You can't just shove a player after getting a yellow. That's one thing you don't want to do is test an official.
True.
So I think that Forbert's going to be cautious here. He's going to have to be cautious. You know, one more play like that, and the referee could easily just send him off if he wanted to.
It was talking about referees, which I've done a couple of times in my career. It was interesting to talk to Simon Date at halftime about how they've got referees from all over the state, and they're out here today because they were highly rated, highest rated referees.
Yeah, you got
in
good
the state.
referees here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, you can't just pick a random one out of a hat. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to get good referees for a game with stakes this high. You know?
Absolutely. My hunch is Quentin realized that he's got a quality referee that's not going to send him off for a push, even though it was a silly move on his part to do.
That is true. I mean, if you know, after that first push, the first push was a lot much of a bigger push, if you will. And obviously that second one, it's more of just a caution at that point. He'd have to do something really outrageous to get sent off.
True.
And the referee knows that. Obviously, it changes the whole structure and the whole just the way the game goes, the whole flow of the game if you send a player off. So he only has to, wants to send a player off if he really does deserve it. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw for OPFC as we're still knotted at 1 apiece. Another shout out to one of our sponsors, Skyhawk Sports Oregon. Thank you to Skyhawk Sports Oregon, the nation's leading provider of youth sports programs for ages 4 to 14 years. You can visit them now online at skyhawks.com. Thank you to Skyhawk Sports Oregon for supporting us here at Oregon Sports Beat. We really appreciate you. Another set piece. It'll be United PDX who wind up with it. Both teams are going to have to be extra decisive in this half, Tony, because it is tied at 1, so that totally changes the whole strategy of your game.
Absolutely. They'll be conservative in terms of drawing where the line of pressure they're going to draw that out.
As Quinton Torber lays it off on the outside. Laces the ball central. Cleared out, and now it's ultimately trapped. Cuts it back and looks to switch, and it's interjected by OPFC once again. Big chance brewing, evades the defender, lays it off into the box now, inside, and it's just wide right. So another corner kick for OPFC. It will be their second of the evening, first of the half.
That's the second moment in this game that Vala Sakhafi grabbed the ball and just tried to break shape down by running with the ball, and very dangerous. Fun player to watch.
Yeah, he's super fast. He's definitely got he's got speed. When he turns on the jets, he's hard to catch.
And looking at the roster and the market, he's only a sophomore in high school right now.
Lots of potential on both sides. Both teams have a lot of young players that are promising. Lays it right back into the box now, and it's a pretty solid save. That time it was Xander Morris on the shot, and it's received by the keeper that time. It's Adam Clem. All the way back, a dangerous pass back. Able to clear it, takes a bounce, and it's headed forwards. Here comes the captain, Hudson Waddle. Waddle loses control of it. Some shoving going on. That's a really hard foul on Waddle, and that's an automatic yellow card. Rightfully so. Pretty hard challenge. That time a costly one for number 6. That time it is Tristan Pea. Goes into the book. So third yellow we've seen today, and Pea picks up his first, Tony.
Yeah, the intensity level obviously is picking up. And Hudson Waddle, he was going to give the ball away, and he was too frustrated, and he just wasn't going to allow it, and battled back and aggressively tackled the ball off of the player.
Yeah, that one coming in the 64th minute. Tristan Pea with the super hard challenge. a deserved yellow card that time. Waddle, he just went straight for his legs that time. And it will be a set piece for OPFC in a fairly dangerous position. It is Xander Morris set to take this one, hovering over the ball. A two-man wall, one man facing Waddle, one man facing Morris, the other one facing towards their own keeper, Clem, until he ultimately elects to turn around. So here comes Morris set to take it. The service in for Morris, laces the ball into the box, it's chested, an opportunity, and it's a goal! We are no longer equal, and there's the breakthrough for OPFC as they extend their lead. And we're not tied anymore. That time it was number 11, Jahan Sebzalian with the goal. Have yourself a day, Jahan Sebzalian. Wow, what a finish.
Yeah, he peeled off the back shoulder of a defender who let him run, waiting for the offside flag to come up. Center official just went over and double-checked to confirm with his assistant on that side that the play was onside. This is one of those situations where VAR might be helpful.
Right.
But to the credit, he took the ball down and finished it clinically. Great trap. Great first touch off his chest.
Yeah, it was an elite first touch that time from Sabzalian, and it was fairly easy for him to finish it at that point. He got a pretty solid shot off, and he found the back of the net. So now OPFC with a 2-1 lead here in the 66th minute.
Go, reset, White, let's go!
How the tables have turned, Tony. Well, now if you're United PDX, what's the biggest thing you think you have to do tactically to get yourself back in this match now that you're trailing by 1 in the championship game?
Yeah, it's still early enough to. I'm not so sure they need to change anything as far as their system.
Right. I mean, it's been pretty well. It's been working pretty well for them.
Yeah. I'll be more interested to see what kind of adjustments OPFC might make with the lead.
Right.
In terms of if they're going to continue to press high like they have been, and it looks like they're still going to continue to do so.
Yeah, they're pressing all the way up now. A clash 4 near center field, and number 31, Alex Aguirre, says that's ours. So he drops the ball, and it'll be a substitution for OPFC. Number 44, Quentin Torbert, who's sitting on that yellow card, takes a seat. And it will be the goal scorer from earlier, Vance Sheffield, the Portland Bangers player in the USL 2 League, coming on the field. He's one of their best players, Tony. Oh, a costly challenge. I think he got his leg that time. And it was number 20, Logan Farino, who got fouled. And 17 on OPFC. It's Keon Stone who made the tackle. So it'll be another set piece.
Yeah, he got his money's worth on that foul. And I'm surprised at this point that he might not have gotten, should have gotten a yellow card possibly.
Oh, that was definitely a yellow card offense. I mean, I think he got a majority of his foot. Not really much of a play on the ball there, if you will. Owen Bonin set to take this set piece from 29 yards out. Bonin waiting for the official's signal. Blows the whistle. Here comes Bonin, lifts both arms into the sky. Laces the ball towards the back post. It's headed out by Sheffield. The second chance effort hits the ground. And here comes Ruger on the reception. Turns around, loses control of the ball. It's a 4-on-2. Huge chance brewing. Lays it off. It's a foot race in the front field. Towards the back post, looking for the trailer. Here comes Sheffield once again. Sheffield, some moves on the defense. He's triple teamed. And that time he turns the ball over. Referee blows his whistle. Not sure what the call was there. And now we play on. United PDX with possession. As the sun's starting to glisten a little bit more. You know what, Tony? We got some wind and we also got some sun, don't we?
It is one of those great days, and I think this is what the players prefer. Have a little bit of cloud cover and weather or dehydration is just not going to set in here.
Right, yeah. Ultimately, dehydration won't be much of a factor if the sun is not out, you know. Definitely contributes to that. Oh, a nice ball forwards. It's headed out. Here comes Watts trying to make a play on the ball, and now United PDX dive in the box. No foul called. And that time, United PDX, they just can't believe the verdict on that one, Tony.
I think that's the play. It depends on what color your jersey is whether you agree or disagree with that.
Right.
If he would have given a penalty kick, I'm not so sure I could have argued against that, but he was looking for some contact and went down pretty easy. So I think that's what the center referee was thinking of more than the actual, if there was a foul or not.
Yeah, that's the most Alex Aguiar who fell in the box, and I agree. I mean, that one could have went either way. It could have been a penalty. Maybe it could not have. And nevertheless, we play on. Headed by Bone, and Ruger receives it. Being double teamed right now. Ruger sticking with it. And he turns the ball over. And he hits the deck and turns the ball over. Now it's Subzalian on the attack. Turns it over again. This ball's just going back and forth at this point. It really is truly pinballing around. I mean, even though OPFC have a lead currently, this is really anybody's game, Tony.
It is, and as the play's gone on, players may be getting a little bit of fatigue. Just like the earlier game, it's getting stretched from one end to the other, which means there's more space for more attacking opportunities.
And this one drifts out of bounds. It will be a throw for United PDX. Bonin elects to play it short. He finds White. Eli White laces a nice ball inside, and it's headed out. Still in play, however, and that one is cleared over the fence and into the bushes.
They got the backup ball in place.
We hope so, right?
So this is going to get, I think, with the adrenaline ramping up a bit, some real direct play and some battles. And both coaches were talking about those one-on-one battles. OPFC coach Alex Hochburn was talking about those second balls as a point of emphasis.
Absolutely. Oh, a nice throw inside. Still up for grabs. And now United PDX sticking with it. Bonin tried to rip it. And it bounces off of the blue tent. You know, good idea from Bonin there, but a little bit too much power behind that one. It sailed wide.
Yeah, it did sail away from him. Never really had a chance to get into the bar, but at this point, that's not a bad decision to try to hit one from there.
Yeah, especially when you're trailing by one. Here comes the keeper, McGowan to take it. A strong kick, an even stronger header. Oh, a nice touch. Here comes Ruger. Big opportunity. Oh, and it's a sliding challenge to save the day. It goes out of bounds, and that was very nearly could have been the equalizer. And instead, it's going to be a corner kick for United PDX, Tony.
Yeah, I'd point out in the first half, Darby Geller came back and recovered on a through ball and did an amazing job on that one to recover and get the tackle in.
Referee blows his whistle. It'll be a foul against United PDX. OPFC set to take this free kick.
Yeah, there's so much danger there in terms of Ruger having his play forward, his weight's going forward, and to make that tackle on Geller's part, where it could have been a penalty kick if he mistimed it, but he did brilliantly with it.
Yeah, Geller was some elite defending that time. As you mentioned, Ruger was in a dangerous spot just in the box, and at the end of the day, he made a very brave but beautifully executed and timed tackle. I mean, he didn't get the ball at all, or he didn't get the leg at all of Ruger. He just got all ball. It was clean.
And his recovery speed, it seems to me like he's one of the faster kids out here.
Oh, without a doubt. Here comes a throw for Keon Stone, right back to Stone. Stone being double teamed, he turns the ball over. Oh, he's being held with his jersey, and he's not liking that one bit. There's a yellow card, and that time it's number 20. Logan Farino is absolutely furious about that one, but rightfully so. I mean, his jersey was being held, and he was in a position to score there, Tony.
Yeah, they're going to break down the defensive structure if they had a chance, because they had 3 or 4 guys with their speed up, ready to get forward. And so it's like Hoffy, he got 2 fistfuls, and he still had to work hard to stop him and get the foul in.
Right. Yeah, he didn't go for the legs or anything. He just full on held his jersey, just hoisted that thing.
And
so,
again, depending on which team you root for, you think, oh, that's a good foul, or that's a
good foul,
cynical foul.
Right. Well, Sakafi, the goal scorer from earlier today, picks up a yellow card, a cautionary card into the box now. Sakafi heads it wide, trying to escape a defender. Sakafi looks like he's trying to go coast to coast with this one. And it's a beautifully timed challenge from number 5, Owen Bonin, and another hard whistle. Another yellow card once again. And this time, the player picking up the yellow. I believe it's that time, if I'm not mistaken, that was for Reno, no?
I'm not so sure on that, but a great recovery tackle again for by Bonin. It's impressive to me, 1v1 defending on both sides.
Yeah, solid defending. So number 20, Logan Farino picks up the cautionary card, and you know what? That's the second card we've seen in 2 minutes. So I think that tempers are flaring here, Tony. I think this thing's heating up, getting a little bit more dicey, you know?
Yeah, the passions are elevated, of course.
Nice ball central, and it's cleared out by Geller. Finds Sheffield. Oh, great footwork. Sheffield lost control of it, turns it over. So we've seen 5 yellows in this game so far. No reds yet, just 5 yellows.
Yeah, I'm going to predict that's not our last.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's a lot of energy out here.
Yep. And it's headed back. Ruger with it, and Ruger plays it to Pea. Laces the ball central, and it's grabbed off of the springboard. That time McGowan had to really jump up to get that one. Looks like we got some leg cramps here. Hopefully Ruger's all right. Stretching it out.
Yeah, he's an incredibly important player for United PDX. And with the lack of re-entry, I think Coach Broadhead's going to try to keep him in and see if he can go ahead and finish this game off.
Yeah, Ruger's just trying to stretch this one out as he's grabbing that onto that left calf. Just got to, I mean, at this point in the game with no subs, right? I mean, a lot of players are probably just getting cramps.
Yeah, he's still trying to work it out.
McGowan picks it up and drops the ball once again in front of him, just trying to toy with the defense, playing a little bit of a dangerous game, Tony.
Yeah, he's just trying to just run the clock out a bit.
Right, I mean, OPFC, they do have that 2-1 cushion. They're not up by a ton, but they are up by 1, that's for sure. Nice ball. And that time, pretty hard foul from number 6, Tristan Pea, already sitting on that yellow card from the 64th minute. He's going to have to be cautious as well, Tony. Cautious as well.
These guys are pretty mature. I think they know, you know, if they're on the yellow, what they can get away with, what they can't. And hopefully their adrenaline doesn't get the better of them.
All right, so 5 yellow cards shown in this game. Logan Farino. It's going to be 3 yellows, actually, on United PDX. So Logan Farino, Luke Manadic, and Tristan Pea are all sitting on yellow cards. And for OPFC, Vala Sakafi and Quinton Torbert both have yellow cards. But Torbert just sat on the bench about 10 minutes ago, so he's going to be off the rest of this game because there's no re-entry. So a hard foul there, and United PDX get the ball back after a costly foul committed by OPFC. And this game's definitely, I know we talked about this pre-game, Tony, but the physicality, I don't think it's disappointed either of us. It's definitely lived up to the hype, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a great athletes on both clubs. And they use it effectively too in terms of being efficient players. And the last foul was one of those where he's working hard, he's sweating and putting pressure, and the fouls.
Oh, and he's shoved in the box, and the referee gives the penalty kick. So United PDX a chance to equalize this match after a costly challenge. Wow.
Oh my.
Well, things have gotten quite interesting, haven't they, Tony?
They did, and then just a while ago I was talking about the maturity of the players, that they wouldn't get themselves into mischief like this, but
that was just a really, really, really not a smart foul at all. It's just a costly challenge. Why would you shove a guy in the box, especially when you're leading by 1, right?
True. And now I'm sure the forward who went down, he probably might have embellished it a little bit, but still, that's hard to not call.
Right, it's very true. So the player that was shoved in the box, I believe it was Tristan Pea. And now we got all kinds of antics transpiring in the box here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another yellow with this kind of shoving that's happening.
Yeah, it's glorious how much you can watch on TV with football with all the different leagues. So these guys are just mimicking what they see the pros do and try to be into each other's heads and whatnot.
So Tristan Pea set to take this penalty kick after he was fouled just a minute ago. United PDX, they trail 2-1 in the OYSA U19 championship match. Pea, he's sitting on a yellow right now, but he has a chance to equalize this match. Pea against McGowan, he hovers over the ball. And Pea scores! There's the equalizer, and United PDX level things at 2. What a goal there from Tristan Pea. Gets himself on the score sheet, and now we're tied up once again, Tony.
All to play for. It'd be interesting to see at this point can somebody force a mistake, or somebody's going to be stumbling into a mistake that maybe is the difference.
Yeah, what a goal there from Pea, and after all that, we're level again at 2, right? I mean, this game has definitely lived up to the hype. Wouldn't you say, Tony?
True. I think both coaches were pretty confident before the game, and their players have executed, I think, kind of what they've been talking about as far as the game plan. Now with a little bit of fatigue and a whole lot of adrenaline, we'll see how this thing finishes.
And the most unfathomable thing about this whole game is not only the fact that foul was committed in the box in the 86th minute when OPFC already had a 1-goal lead, but that one's coming towards us. Oh, what a save there by the fan. As I guess what I'm saying is that was the most unfathomable foul you could ever make in that scenario. I mean, you're up by 1, right? And it's the 82nd minute, and you decide to shove a player in the box, and just like that, they conceded just minutes later as Tristan Pea finds the equalizer. So we're all tied up at 2. I mean, Tony, what's your biggest takeaway in this game so far?
Well, as I said earlier, that these players are executing what the coaches are asking of them, and their play is resembling what the coaches talked about, and it's going to come down to one of those things that probably the coaches talked about, that on OPFC's part, winning the second ball here, maybe off this corner kick to get the game-winning goal. Well, United, looking at the other end, same thing, just looking for that corner kick so they can finish off what they practice so well.
Yeah, that's right. Alex Hogburn, the head coach for OPFC, second-year coach. He, as you mentioned, one of the main keys of the game for him and his side was to control the tempo through possession of the ball, to play quick and to focus on set pieces as this corner is delivered in. And it's outside of the box now. We got a foot race for it. United PDX hit the deck, and the foul is called. United PDX get the whistle they want, and they're going to take this one rather quickly. A ball into the front field. It's a foot race. Now Geller's got it first, and he clears this one out. And on the other side for Matt Broadhead, who's in his second month as the head coach for United PDX, he mentioned how they want to have clinical corners. They have to execute set pieces, and I think that both sides, Tony, have done a really exceptional job at executing set pieces tonight.
True. And my hunches are going to come up with a long throw here to try to flick on.
Right, and it's none other than number 5, Owen Bonin, to take this throw here in the 85th minute. Into the box now, headed out, and it will be a corner once again. It is the 5th corner of the evening for United PDX, and it's the second of the half. OPFC, they have 3 corners, 2 in this half, 1 in the first. And United PDX, they're out-cornering OPFC 5-3 right now, but I really don't think either side is outplaying each other. It's a pretty level match.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. With a short corner kick again.
Yep, Bonin plays it inside, and it's headed out right back to Bonin. Yeah, I think that the 2-2 scoreline does both sides justice. It exemplifies how both sides have just been playing really disciplined soccer, and it's been impressive and fun to watch and commentate.
True, true. And we might get a little bit extra play for our money here.
Yep. And this one goes out of bounds. It will be a throw for OPFC.
Hey, Alex, drop in.
In the 87th minute, just a few more minutes to go, and if we're still level at 2, it means one thing and one thing only: overtime.
Right on, tight. Right shoulder, you got. Over.
And here comes United PDX once again on the attack. Interjected by OPFC, and now OPFC looking for the counter, trying to break. A solid ball forwards, a pretty good defensive pressure from United PDX. Oh, a great tackle that time from number 3, Eli White. White plays it forward, a little bit too hefty of a pass though, and he turns the ball over. Now it's Geller who elects to clear it, and Sheffield does a great job of keeping it inside. Tremendous work from him, as right now we got a player on the ground for United PDX. It looks like Eli White, the center back who's committed to play D2 ball at Western Oregon, and as he gets back on his feet, but hopefully he's okay. I mean, cramps are inevitable at this stage of the game, Tony.
It is on both sides. So that moment back there, Vala, I'm going to follow Sakapi, turned and I thought he had Eli beat, but Eli White go and won the ball off him, tried to play the long ball and then collapsed with the cramp. So what was kind of humorous is Vala was trying to help him up, be a sportsman.
Right.
But as soon as his team won the ball back, he took off, tried to get that ball played through to him.
Yeah, Sagafi, one of the goal scorers from earlier today on this OPFC side. He actually did pick up a cautionary card earlier for holding the jersey of number 20, Logan Farino. So 5 yellow cards, a culmination of non-disciplined acts from both sides has resulted in 5 yellow cards in this match. No reds yet though, Tony, so they're trying to work on that discipline.
True.
If you're OPFC or United PDX, one thing you don't want to do is have a player that gets sent off, especially considering the fact that OPFC, they have 2 players with yellows, and United PDX, they have 3. So especially during a high-stake game like this, with a lot on the line, we're all nodded at 2, but the fact of the matter is you don't want to play with 10 men against 11.
Especially at this point of the day where people are exhausted again, and both teams, whoever had a numbers advantage, are going to take advantage of it, make the other team work even harder.
Absolutely, yeah. Both sides are going to have to work thrice as hard, maybe even more than that, to find that game-winning goal, because it is the 87th minute, and both teams are running out of energy, aren't they, Tony?
Yep.
And here come OPFC once again, turns around, playing it forward, interjected by Ruger. Ruger, a nice turnaround, curls around a defender, elects to cut it back, and he finds his teammate. That time it's Pea. Pea all the way back to Bonin. And Bonin decides, he said, I'm going to play this one all the way back to my keeper. And he finds Adam Clem. And a miscue from Bryson Quintero. Loses control of the ball and turns it over, and it will be a throw for OPFC. That's number 17, Keon Stone, to take the throw, and he plays that one back. A little bit of a strong pass back to his teammate, Morris.
Yeah, I gave him a lot to do with that. for his first touch.
Right, yeah, I just blasted it at him. Here comes Morris once again. Keeps it on the ground this time. The captain flicks it forward. Big opportunity brewing. Entering the attacking third, and it's intercepted by White. Great defense from United PDX, Eli White. Got to it first. This is a dangerous game, and they finally clear it out. Here comes Logan Farino again. Again, Farino, he's committed to play at Oxford University, England, and he passed on several offers in the States to attend and play ball at the next level. Pinballs around until ultimately drifts away, and it will be a throw for United PDX with just minutes remaining, and we're officially in the 90th minute now, so possibly 1 to 3 more minutes of cautionary extra time. It's up to the referee's discretion, for the injury time. It's a deep throw inside, and it's right into the arms of the keeper, Carter McGowan. McGowan elects to throw it quickly. Here comes OPFC. And referee blows his whistle. It's going to be a foul committed by Quintero, as the sun is coming out a lot more now.
Yeah, Quintero's, his motor's still running high. He's the fittest kid out here. He's been working hard.
He probably runs miles a day. I mean, when you're playing soccer at this kind of level, D1, a lot of these guys are committed D1, D2, D3. You got to be really talented and extremely fit. You know what I mean, Tony? And there's another yellow card. This one's going to be shown against number 3, Eli White, as he picks up. Speaking of D1, D2, D3, White, he's committed to play D2 ball in Western Oregon, and that's his first yellow. And thankfully for United PDX, the player that committed the foul there wasn't already sitting on a yellow, Tony.
Yeah, he came out of the back line. He went way up into midfield, try to win the ball, and they knew if he didn't win it, he needed to get a whistle.
91st minute here at Tualatin Hills Rec Center for the OYSA State Championship game. A strong ball inside and no foul called. Adam Clem's got it, lays it off. Here comes Xander Morris for OPFC. Morris loses control of the ball, hits the deck, no foul called. Evades a defender. Referee, Tualatin Hills Rec Center, where we're at right now. And it will be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how this one plays out. We're still tied up at 2. Ruger plays it forwards and it goes out of bounds. Referee looking at his watch. And we're pretty close to overtime here. And just as I say that, almost as if it's an announcer jinx, there's the final whistle. That's going to do it after 90. 90 down. Plenty more left to play as we're tied up at 2 apiece, headed to overtime. Wow, what a game.
We are going to get 30 more minutes of play, 2 50-minute overtimes, and if it's still tied at that point, go to penalty kicks.
Wow. Well, some intriguing stuff here. Should we take a break? All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. We're all knotted at 2 after 90. We're going to take a short break. We will be back here for this overtime. I've been Jack McArthur alongside my broadcast partner, Tony Vandermeer. You've been watching Oregon Sports, but it's the OYSA Boys U19 State Championship match between United PDX and OPFC. And we're here at the Tualatin Hills Rec Center. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more action left here on Oregon Sports Beat. up, man? It's Jack, bro.
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Good, I'm sorry you have to work.
Yeah, man, we're working, man. Yeah, dude, this is a crazy game. Nevin, number 12, his older brother. I know his brother Finn. Finn, he went to Franklin. And then his other brother Linus, he actually also went to Franklin.
Did he really? Is
he
older?
He's like 25,
oh, okay.
26. Yeah, I think that he's the same class as my sister who went to Franklin too.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You're just grinding out here, man, doing your thing.
Blue team hired me for the game,
Nice, man.
But I know a couple of white players.
Yeah,
I didn't know at first, but then I heard I paid attention a little bit.
Yeah,
the
right.
Sherwood kid is really good.
Oh, dude,
he's really good.
I feel like both teams.
Low.
Both teams have a tremendous amount of talent.
I've heard that too.
I've heard that. Oh wow, okay.
Man.
Jeez.
Yeah, I saw Logan a few times for Sherwood. He took the ball like the
he's good, man.
The whole field, he scored like it was nothing.
Yeah. They're all good. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that. He's going out.
All right, man. We'll keep doing your thing, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, well, I got this. I think it was Old Navy. That's right.
Oh, man. Extra time. Come on.
It's back on there. Good evening, sports fans, and welcome back into the Tualatin Hills Rec Center. I'm Jack McArthur alongside Tony Vandermeer, and you've been watching Oregon Sports, be your leader in live local sports. A quick shout out to one of our sponsors before we get this overtime underway. Shout out to Bazooka Goals. Thank you to Bazooka Goals, a high-end sports brand supplying the retail market on an international basis. You can visit them at bazookagoal.com. So shout out to Bazooka Goals for sponsoring us here on Oregon Sports Beat. And additionally, a shout out to Sports Pins International. Thank you to Sports Pins International for designing top quality award products since 1980. For 45 years straight. Visit them at sportspins.com online today. So shout out to Sports Pins International for sponsoring us here. We appreciate you. And 4 goals happened in that game. Super intriguing matchup here between United, PDX, and OPFC in the OYSA U19 Boys Championship game. Referee getting the thumbs up from his ARs. Looks like we're ready to go. So 2 15-more-minute halves. Tony, what are you expecting here?
More cramps. These kids have worked hard for this first 90 minutes, but also I don't think they're getting away from the structure that they've played all game long in terms of the defensive shape, the line that they want to attend to the ball or address the ball. And hopefully there's a moment where one player just stands up and wants to be a hero for a minute.
Yep, 2 15-minute halves to go, and I'll recap the scoring for you guys. So we're going to OT now, but I'll recap the scoring. So for this game overall, it was a big opening goal. So first of all, we had a PK in the 82nd minute, and that was the equalizer. But before that, in 65th minutes, Jahan Sabalian scored a goal, and then on top of that, for United, it was Trailer, and then I think the other one came from, I'm just going through the notes right here. I'll update you guys in a sec. But yeah, super entertaining game, 2-2 the score now. And it's not golden goal, so if someone does score, it's not over. But we've still got 30 more minutes left, Tony. I expect both teams to play their hearts out. A shot from outside the box, and it's just wide left that time. Number 10, Tomas Danjreka.
Yeah, good effort on Tomas's part to try to break a guy down and see what he could do from right inside the D.
So United PDX with those white jerseys going from our left to our right, and OPFC, those dark blue jerseys from our right to our left. Here come United PDX. A strong kick forwards. Headed out, now flicked forwards. And here comes Ruger once again, all the way back to the keeper, Adam Clem. Clem with a clearance of his own, and it's headed upfield. Nice stutter step. Went through the legs of the referee that time, and here comes the captain, number 18. Hudson Waddle plays it inside. Oh, nice footwork, scissoring his way in the middle. That time it's Vala Seghafi, who's sitting on a yellow card currently. And now it goes out, and it'll be Darby Geller to take the throw. Lots of communication happening between both sides, and it will be a throw for OPFC.
Yeah, they're getting
rather
a
free kick here for Geller.
Yeah, for all the solid defensive play that I've seen, there's been just a few moments. I mean, the penalty kick that was given right at the end, and this foul right here, just unnecessary. So
right.
Again, it gives an opportunity for one team to take advantage of a little mistake.
Here comes Morris set to take this one. Morris stands over the ball. Elects to go short. Oh, and it's cleared way past the bushes that time. Last time the ball went over the fence, it went into the bushes. That time it actually ended up going to the other field. Some players would deem that unnecessary, but you know what? I'm just a commentator, right? I'm not here to pick sides.
Yeah, they did have a play that they'd crafted at practice that broke down pretty tragically.
Sends a ball in the middle. Now the wind's starting to pick up. Xander Morris with possession of the ball. Two headers in a row. Now it's Geller with his foot to it first. Finds Dan Dreka. Evades a couple defenders. Going central now. Huge chance brewing. Can they go with the give and go? Now it's back to Dan Dreka, loses control of it. Here comes Farino. Oh, Farino!
Just out of bounds.
Yep. Fans can't believe that one. Obviously, we don't have the best angle on it, but who really knows what they saw?
Well, the fact that United PDX didn't make a squawk about it makes me think it probably was out of bounds.
And it is OPFC with possession. Here comes Darby Geller. Geller goes forward. Now it's Sagafi again. Trying to work his way inside, loses control, turns it over. Oh, that's beautiful footwork, but he turns it over. And now the player hits the deck. Referee blows his whistle.
Yeah, Zakavi, he's found moments throughout this whole game, now here in overtime, to put himself into play with his quick feet, and he just got the foul for his squad on that movement. And it doesn't surprise me. He does seem to have the temperament that wants to be a difference maker on the field.
And it looks like a player is on the ground stretching currently. It's a United PDX player. Hopefully he is okay. Our view is a little bit shielded from this angle. That's why I'm standing currently. But yeah, just cramps coming into play in this part of the game. I mean, I'm sure both of these sides are really not shocked that this game went to OT because of how talented both teams really are.
Yeah, absolutely. They were at the top of the standings and have been consistent, I think, year round in terms of their approaches. And I have to admit, I'm not so sure if in overtime there's probably not a re-entry as well. So, the referee's indicating they need to take him off. And at this point, the coaches are also thinking, oh, do I need that kid on there for the penalty kicks in case we get to that spot?
So, yeah, right? Yeah, I'm not sure about the re-entry, too. I'm interested to see. But Ruger is stretching out his teammate's leg. That time it was number 6, Tristan Pea, the goal scorer, who made the PK in the 82nd minute. He's also sitting on a yellow card, and now he's going to be walking off the field, but thankfully on his own accord.
Yeah, and it sounds like the officials making him leave the game,
right?
And because he was trying to sneak back into play, because I mean he was their penalty kick taker earlier. So if there's no re-entry, you lose him in the event they did get to PKs.
Right. So Pea off, and they just brought someone else on.
Yeah, not sure
I'll let you guys
is.
know. Yeah, it's actually 98. So. I'm not sure if I have a 98. We're going to find out very soon. Nevertheless, the set piece, beautiful ball inside towards the back post, and it goes out of bounds. So another corner kick, this time for OPFC. It's their 4th of the evening.
Yeah, that's 98's named Max Shimke,
so
according to the roster.
So Max Shimke entering the game for your United PDX, and we definitely didn't doubt their depth, Tony. That's for sure. They got a lot of players, and so does OPFC, rightfully so. Here comes the corner kick, driven inside. Rips it from outside, and it sails over the bar once again. That time it was Thomas Teandreka with the second chance effort, and it was unsuccessful.
So starting off the overtime, OPFC's had more play, pressing more effectively. But that doesn't mean anything in this game. United could have a quick counter at any point.
Absolutely. Both teams were capable of scoring a goal at any time. Plays it up to the captain. There's Hudson Waddle. Goes out of bounds. And it will be a throw for OPFC.
Yeah, credit to Hudson. He sits in the 6th position, but he decided to move forward, see if he could create something.
Sheffield with a beautiful turn. Loses control. Eli White with the clearance. Oh, and he's shoved. Referee says no foul. Looks like he was absolutely shoved that time. 31, that time it was actually Alex Aguiar who was shoved. And then seconds later, United PDX commit a foul, and at that point, Tony, it's more of a frustration foul when you don't get the call you want, and then it just goes the other way sometimes. Sometimes frustrations get the best of you as a player or an athlete.
Absolutely, and as a coach over there, I think the coaches are handling this as well as yeah, it felt like one was a non-call. You live with that, but then the other one that was called, United PDX are going to feel hard done on both those calls.
Right.
And OPFC, they just had to sub Alex Westbury out. I think his cramps were too much for him, so he's. I think he might be done for the day.
Yeah, likely done for the day. So to recap the scoring for you guys, it was the initial goal in the 15th minute from Vance Sheffield for OPFC, which broke things open, and then Graham Chandler for United PDX found the equalizer about 24 minutes later, or 22 minutes later in the 37th. And then Jahan Sabzalian scored in the 65th minute for OPFC. And then after that, in the 82nd minutes, OPFC committed a costly foul, which sent United PDX to the PK box for a penalty. And it was Tristan Pea who found the equalizer again in the 82nd to make it 2-2. So that's why we're at OT. Now, that's why we're here in overtime now. Lots of goal scoring happening. Definitely not a shortage of goals scored, Tony.
Yeah, this first overtime, OPFC seems to be winning more of the second ball battles and keeping it in their attacking end.
Right. This one's headed forward, trapped by Whites, loses control, and now OPFC retain possession alongside their back line. Oh, that was not a good pass at all to the keeper. That was almost taken away by Ruger, actually. Sheffield hits the deck, and now it's Whites. Oh, really hard foul. That's got to be a card. No. Oh, yeah, that's got to be a card. It's just a really, really hard challenge. So that's going to be a yellow card. It ultimately is shown by the referee. Hopefully that player's all right. It actually is number 9. That is Mohammed Osman, who's uncommitted currently. And Osman visibly distraught and shaken up after that one. He was just fouled really hard that time by number 2, which is Darby Geller. So Geller goes into the book, and that's the 3rd yellow of the evening for OPFC.
Yeah, Geller got in there late and is going at the high rate of speed since he is so fast that he hit him. It's a deserved yellow card. He hit him pretty hard.
I mean, in my opinion, it's just a questionable foul to make in that position, right? It's just in the center circle. Why commit a foul, like a yellow card worthy challenge, if it's not even like in a scoring position? He was literally just going center field in the circle. I just don't know why you would make a foul, commit a foul like that. But
yeah, remember Geller's one who's recovered a couple times from deep defensive position.
That's right, and Ruger rips one from the outside. The second chance opportunity drifts over the bar again, and his hands end up on his head. That time, a second chance effort is no good for United PDX, and we're still tied at 2.
Yeah, I think
first half of OT.
The fatigue, I think, is settling in terms of the strikes at goal are going over the bar pretty easily.
He clears it forwards. This time it's trapped by Schmeich. Ruger, first to it, a nice first touch. Turns off of a defender. And he's tripped up right there. No foul called, and instead it's United PDX trying to build it up from the back. Here comes Max Schmeich. Schmeich with a nice drifting ball near the far sideline. Cuts it back. United PDX trying to build something up. Can it stay in play? It will. Outrunning a defender, crosses it in the middle. It's a header! And the save of the day right there. Punched out.
A great save.
Punched out by, that time it was Carter McGowan. Wow, what a save from McGowan.
And a good moment for United PDX too. They've been defending the bulk of this first overtime, but and Max Schmeich, I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
I hope so too, Max Schmeich.
Mrs. Schmeich, I apologize if I'm not, but great play through him and getting the ball played in behind OPFC.
And here comes another corner. That was really close to being a goal. Nice punch out there by the keeper, McGowan. That one's headed out by Sheffield. A big opportunity brewing. He's got a runner, and he finds the runner. Here comes Sheffield once again, looking for support. Plays it to his teammate, Dan Dreka. Dan Dreka likes to lay it off in the box now. This is really dangerous. Tried to shoot it, and it deflects. Lays it off. Thought about the shot, didn't take it. Plays it on the outside now to Dan Dreka again, shoots, and it goes off the bounce, and it's easily corralled by the keeper. That time, it's Adam Clem, and the referee blows his whistle, so 15 down, 15 to go in this overtime of the OYSA U19 Boys State Championship match. Everything's on the line for both of these squads, and we're still knotted at 2. Tony, your takeaways from that OT?
It was some of the best play, I think. I don't know if it's because they're tired and there's more time and space because of defending. The defenders can't shut down as much, but it was a good play on both teams' part. And going into these last 15 minutes, if there's going to be a goal, I hope it's because somebody created something spectacular as opposed to somebody out of fatigue making an error or a mistake or a silly foul. And both teams have got players. Pay is off the field now, but in terms of a player that can just go ahead and grab the ball and make a difference through a run, that's what I'd hope to find here in the second half of the overtime.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It'd be nice to see this game play out normally and not see any more costly challenges that are just big mistakes instead of, just normal play. I'd like to see some normal fluid play, and, it could very well go to penalty kicks ultimately because these two teams are pretty evenly matched. Obviously, OPFC, they're the reigning champs of the OYSA State Cup. And United PDX, we know that their U17 team won it last year, and they are obviously have a lot of talent.
Yeah, and it is one of those things, you can say all the cliches as a coach to try to get them motivated, but I think exhaustion is such a big part here. It's just a matter of who's going to let the ball do more of the running than just playing people through. Because those long through balls, it's at this point, I think those are a tough time being effective.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both teams are clearly lacking energy. I mean, we have seen they're definitely not running as hard as they were in the first half, Tony.
That's true.
And the wind's starting to pick up here in Tualatin, Oregon. I'm Jack McArthur alongside my broadcast partner, Tony Vandermeer. You are watching Oregon Sports Beat. It's the OYSA U19 Boys Championship match between United PDX and Oregon Premier FC OPFC at the Tualatin Hills Rec Center. It's Saturday, May 10th. And additionally, it's definitely not as warm as it was a few days ago, Tony. It was 80 degrees a few days ago, right? It's definitely not 80 right now. It's 64.
Well, and that's quite a bit cooler than it was 3 hours ago out here.
Yep, here in Beaverton, Oregon. Beaverton, Oregon, Tualatin, Oregon, whatever it is Oregon. We know that much, right?
Springtime in Oregon.
Springtime in Oregon. Don't you love it?
Well, this date last year, there was rain coming in sideways in some of the games.
Nice. We got to be grateful for this, even though there's some bipolarness to this weather, right? You still gotta accept it for what it is. As an Oregonian myself, I never expect consistency with the weather. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, and this is not going to take anything away from this day. It's been a great day out here.
It's been a great day out here. Rain or shine, we are here. As Oregonians. This has been a tremendous match. Both sides have played outstanding soccer, and I'm really excited to see how this one's going to pan out.
In case we don't get a chance to talk about it, both teams have one player that you're not going to hear their name very much, but they've been stabilizers for both their squads. So on OPFC, Xander Morris, number 6 in the center back position, really and then Sam Miller on United PDX sides. Both of them, I've seen them organizing the players next to them and in front of them, and there hasn't been a lot of broken down defenses here today, and it's a lot because of those two keeping things sorted for both their squads.
Right, Xander Morris for OPFC. He is a winger and currently a junior at Westland, class of 2026. He's a sophomore, no commitment yet, but he is a state high school champion in football as a kicker, and he's also a Westland free kick and quarter taker. And on the other end for United PDX, as you mentioned, Sam Miller, he really is not only a facilitator, he likes to pass the ball, but he's also chief of this team, in my opinion. I mean, he really is, he has commanding aspects of his game, He's a commander. He likes to make those calls, set up other people, help out his teammates just to make sure they're in the right positions.
Both of them consistently communicating.
Absolutely. Here comes Sheffield once again as the second half of these OYSA State Cup Championship boys match is underway. Here comes another chance for United PDX. Going to get another crack at it. It's nice to see that number 9, Muhammad Osman, is okay. He was visibly shaken up earlier. Thought he was injured. And here comes Ruger trying to track it down, and looks like he's cramping up once again, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for OPFC.
Yeah, a couple of hours ago, he would have had a chance to run that one down. But, yeah, he's been dealing with cramps the last half hour.
All right, now we got multiple players cramping up here. Referee blows his whistle to call time for a second momentarily, as I'm going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors here at Oregon Sports Beat. Another one of our sponsors, the Soccer Parenting Association. Thank you to the Soccer Parenting Association, inspiring players by empowering parents. You can visit them today online at soccerparenting.com. So thank you to Soccer Parenting Association for sponsoring us. We appreciate you. So we're continuing play now as OPFC are set to take this goal kick. It will be Carter McGowan to take it. He goes short. And now OPFC electing to play it alongside the back line. I mean, if you're either side, Tony, you have to be cautious at this point. Obviously, you want to find quality shots and take the best shots you can, but you can't be too risky, right? You can't, try anything too crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Possession is pretty important, because if you have possession, you don't have to run on defense as much. And the line of pressure for both squads is retracting a bit. But an unforced error like that, that's just a function of the moment of the game.
Right. And when it goes out of bounds, United PDX with possession. It's the goal scorer from earlier. It's Chandler. And now he turns the ball over, and now OPFC trying to build something, and they turn it over. And Max Schmeike with it. Finds Chandler on the outside. And referee makes the call, blows his whistle, puts his arm out. Chandler was fouled that time, and it will be another set piece for United PDX. We're all tied up at 2 in the 107th minute.
11 more.
Yeah, that's a position in the field where I'm sure they're going to be able to run something that they run in practice, as far as like a corner kick or restart.
11 more.
Assistant referee says 11 more, so it actually is the 100 and, if I'm not mistaken, 109th minute now. So we got about 11 more minutes left to play.
Yeah, that's a big moment here for United PDX.
Here comes United PDX, a chance to take the lead. Laces it outside, and it's punched out by McGowan as far as Quintero. And Quintero lets it go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw.
Yeah, I bet they're going to run their long throw. So that's great work by a goalkeeper there.
Yeah. Rather, that time, excuse me, it was actually 9, Muhammad Osman there. And here comes a nice throw-in. This one is headed just outside of the box. Laces it central and turns the ball over. So Darby Geller gets it back. He's sitting on a yellow card right now. It's 1 of 4 yellows for this OPFC side. And now it's Sheffield now with possession. Referee blows his whistle, gives the signal, and United PDX are set to take this throw. And main ref blows his whistle. We got an injured player for United PDX. It appears to be number 5. That is Owen Bonin, the left back. He's had a pretty tremendous game, and I think that he's one of those really talented players that has a strong leg, and he takes a majority of their corners, Tony.
Yeah, and right now I think the coaches are saying I can't pull a kid out if I need him for the penalty kicks here in 10 minutes. So
right.
That means there's going to probably be more time spent on stretching kids out rather than subbing them out.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially with these intriguing substitution rules, especially during regular time, obviously. when a player would come off in the first half, there's no re-entry.
True.
So Bonan's going to stand strong and stay in the game. United PDX with a throw here, and it's headed by the captain. That time it's Waddle. Referee blows his whistle. That time it went out. United PDX has to take this one. Going to toss it in bounds. Pretty solid toss. And now OPFC lose control of it, turn it over, and we're going the other way once again. This match really just reminds me of a ping pong match. It literally is back and forth. And that time, it's number 9, Osmond, pulled down just outside of the box, but the reason why they're not calling the foul is because there was another additional foul prior to that.
Yeah, we can't see it on this side of the field, which means fans of PDX United are going to complain. But I think Osmond just had his shirt grabbed,
right.
So he got called for that before he fell down.
Here comes Watts. Goes central. Strong ball forward, looking for the through man. It's Sheffield. And is unable to get to it in time because the keeper had really good instincts. Shout out to, that time, the keeper, Adam Clem, with an outstanding save there. Really good alertness from him, Tony.
Yeah, he anticipated and made the right decision as far as coming off his line. Good clean take.
And that one almost hits a fan in the crowd, and they flick it up in time. Good instincts from the fan too, right?
True. He didn't punch it as well though as Carter did a while back.
Here comes Ruger on the attack. United PDX with possession. Ruger lays it off for Chandler. Chandler dancing in the middle, tried to cross it central, and instead it goes right to McGowan, who had to bat that one down, and then he grabbed it, Tony.
Yeah, and remember Carter wasn't a set starter today, and had to come off the bench, and to be honest, he looked kind of cold, a little unsure of himself, but he's grown into this game very well.
I agree. I definitely think that he's adapted to playing in this high-stakes match very well. And as you mentioned, Tony, Carter, I mean, that's the thing about being a backup keeper is sometimes you'll play a half, sometimes you won't play a half. It just depends. But you always have to be ready, especially as, not just as a substitution, but as a backup keeper especially, you have to be prepared all the time. Especially like in the MLS when guys get injured all the time.
True. Ooh. Yeah, Ruger was on. Too bad he couldn't get him.
He was on. Sheffield with possession. Oh, a beautiful through ball. It's a foot race in the box now. A clearance. And now it's a fight forward just outside of the edge of the 18. It's Schmeich against, that time, I believe it was Morris. Now they're going on the far sideline to DeAndreka. DeAndreka curls one central, the in-swinger. It's trapped by United PDX, and they clear it all the way into the other half. But you know what? Unfortunately for United PDX, there's only one player in the other half, and that one player is the sub from earlier, and that's, I believe it's
Osman.
Yeah, Osman.
Yeah, I'm feeling like this might not be nice to say, but if you took a vote of the players, I think they'd just say, let's go to PKs, let's get this done.
Hey, you know what, ref? I don't want to play the last 4 minutes. Just send me to PKs already. That's probably what's going through their heads, right? There weren't a ton of shots in the first half of that overtime, but both teams are pretty lethargic right now. Oh, well, that looked like a foul, and then he makes the call. That time he stood him up, and the player that hit the deck, it's number 7, the goal scorer, or the player that got a yellow earlier, Vala Saikafi. So Saikafi hits the deck, and it will be a set piece at center field for Oregon Premier Football Club. And the captain hovering over this one, Hudson Waddle to take it. Elects to go short, and he finds Novak. Novak to Watts, right back to him.
OPFC just substituted number 4, Enzo Morris. So I'm wondering if he's subbing in as a penalty kick taker here.
All right. all the way back to McGowan as we have 3 minutes remaining in this second half of this OT. It is the 117th minute, Tony. There's 3 minutes left in this OT. Here comes Chandler. Sends it inside, cleared out as the sun is beaming down on us now. Assistant referee raises his flag, blows his whistle, and it will be a throw for United PDX after a discussion with this player that's on the ground for OPFC. Obviously, looks like he's cramping up. Another shout out to one of our sponsors. Shout out to Tercey Soccer Store. Thank you to Tercey Soccer Store, a Portland original soccer store. You can visit them today online at Tercey, T-U-R-S-I, soccer.com. Thank you so much to Tercey Soccer for supporting us here at Oregon Sports Beat and sponsoring us. So he appears to be all right. Likely just going to get subbed off. Sometimes the cramps are so bad that they just become unbearable, Tony.
Yeah, and it's a spot where he's a critical player, so you can't put somebody that can't run as your center back. So.
Right, yeah, the player that's injured and cramping up, it actually is Xander Morris, the winger. He's a junior at Westland, class of 2026. His sophomore, hasn't made a commitment yet to a college, but he's very talented. Here comes United PDX in the box. This one's cleared. Quintero. Oh, he's fouled just outside of the box as the wind is picking up. So a costly foul by OPFC with just 1 minute remaining in this overtime. 119th minute. It is unofficially, man. We're just the broadcasters, not the referees. So, but 119th minute after that foul. So will be a set piece just outside the edge of the 18. I mean, if it's in the cards for United PDX, this is the moment to do it with just a minute or two remaining. Who really knows how many minutes of stoppage time the referee is going to allow?
And at this spot, that's a perfect spot in the field for him to just take a direct kick. It looks like Bryson Quintero maybe is going to have a pull on this.
Yep.
But we do have two players on the ball.
All right, so number 10, Bryson Quintero is committed to play at Dominican University D2, hovering over this one, but a couple different players. The other two players near it are Eli White. Oh, he goes over it. Shoots! Oh, and it's over the bar. So over the bar that time on the heroic effort from Owen Bowden, the left-footed left back. And now we have just a minute remaining, Tony, in the second half of this OT.
And I wasn't too far off. But I also believe that Carter had that covered. If it would have been low enough to get under the bar, he would have tipped that over.
Yeah, I agree. There wasn't a lot of directionality behind that ball. He didn't really aim to go for a corner, or he probably tried to aim to go for a corner, but instead it was actually looked like he was going to go right below the overall woodwork crossbar, but instead McGowan, yeah, he would have probably just punched that one out, honestly, instead of grabbing it. And instead, it's OPFC with a chance to make this ball game over, and White has something to say about that one as it bounces into the bleachers, into the stands, with just about a minute remaining in the second half of this OT. And if not, we're going to PKs if no one can score in the next minute or two. Both of these teams playing some lackadaisical soccer now. I mean, it hasn't been like that the entirety of the game, but obviously it makes sense they're playing lethargic or lackadaisically because of how long they've been on the field for, Tony. Oh, a costly challenge outside of the box, and that's going to be a card likely. And there's the yellow card shown for number 71. That is Luke Mendacic, and he was already sitting on a yellow, so that's a red card for United PDX now, Tony, things have gotten extremely intriguing. So United PDX, after that second yellow by number 71, Luke Mendacic, they're going to be playing a man down.
Yeah, so full credit for Vance Sheffield. By a great turn on the ball and had a ton of energy. He was looking super dangerous that he felt like he had to take him down.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to affect the play because I think this might be the last kick of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
So the impact might be if he was going to be one of the penalty kick takers if we get to that spot.
Well, I guess he won't be anymore.
True.
Yeah, I guess he won't be taking a PK today. Maybe in a couple days, maybe tomorrow, when he's practicing soccer, but definitely won't be taking it on this field, that's for sure. So, after all that, we're still knotted at 2, 119th minute. A chance for OPFC to reign victorious if they can find the back of the net on this play. It's all tied up at 2. Just a minute or maybe even seconds away from going to penalties. The kick sails over the bar. Referee looks at his watch. And he blows the whistle. And that's going to do it for the second half of the OT. 2-2 after 1-2-0. 2-2 the score after 120. We're all tied up still. And that means one thing and one thing only. We're going to penalties. Wow, Tony, what a game so far. And your overall takeaways from that second half of the OT and just the game in general.
Yeah, 2-2 tie, just result. And it's hard to anticipate who might have the advantage going into the penalty kicks. But as I said, it was not a whole lot separating these two teams. And they performed the way their coaches, I think, said they would, and they would. And they did. So it's knowing that both teams have their second keeper, and I don't know if they're typically their second keeper, but they both played, didn't start the game.
Right, yeah, there's definitely been a lot of versatility with both sides in regards to overall the teams, but especially with those keepers. I mean, in the first half, we saw OPFC have Fox Mason, the captain, the junior Jesuit, who has not made a commitment to play at the next level yet. He got injured, and then obviously the player that came in for him, it's Carter McGowan. And then on the other side for United PDX, they started the game with Rowan Johnson, the Concordia University D2 commits in the first half, and then they elected to go with Adam Clem, who's also committed to play D2, but he's going into Midfield University in the second half. They played Clem. So I'm interested to see which keepers they go with. I would not be surprised if OPFC rocks with Carter McGowan just because he's been playing since the injury. So Fox Mason's injury must be very serious.
True, and I think the keepers that are on the field then have to be in for the penalty kicks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And United PDX, he planned all along to split the game in half by the two keepers.
Yeah, that was pre-planned for that one. For Matt Broadhead did plan, and he told me pre-game that for the first half he will have Rowan Johnson, and second half Adam Clem. And this is a great time to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. Thanks to VIO, making sports technology accessible to all. You can visit them right now online at VEO.com. VEO.com. Shout out to VIO and all of our other sponsors for sponsoring us here at Oregon Sports Beat. We really appreciate you, as it's been an extremely entertaining game. I mean, we're all tied up at 2, going to penalty kicks. You know, last time I called a game with penalty kicks, it was a while ago for sure. But you know what? History could repeat itself here. If OPFC are able to get this win, they're going to be back-to-back champs. And obviously United PDX, if they do get this victory, then they would be champs. But, you know, the U17 United PDX side, they defeated ADF earlier today 4-0. So if United PDX does win, that's 2 championships in 1 day for United PDX.
Yeah, and the clubs that win today at all the different age groups, both boys and girls teams, the OYSA Region 4 tournament is going to be over in Boise, Idaho here next month.
Right. Yeah, earlier today, PCU won 3-0 in the U17 Women's Cup against Salmon Creek. Portland City United, they defeated Salmon Creek. And Ben Paul and Zach Crown were on the call for that one. And then Dave Hall, I know, called some other games You can always watch those back on Oregon Sports Beat on our YouTube. And United PDX got a 2-1 dub over the Eastside Timbers for the U19 girls final. And we called the U17 boys final earlier, Tony, and it was 4-0. As I mentioned, United PDX defeated their ADF Portland 08 boys. And now 2-2 after 120 minutes. And now we're going to penalties. Looking forward to this one. It's all about strategy for PKs, Tony. It's really just a mental game. It's mental torture between the person taking the kick and the keeper.
It is, and sometimes you feel like it's a coin toss, but nowadays, these coaches, they coach everything. So my hunch is this week they knew that this was a possibility, that they probably talked through it and had some sort of a process to figure out who's going to take the penalty kicks.
Right.
What gets in the way of that is if somebody had to leave because of a cramp or last-minute red card.
Absolutely. So here we are here at penalty kicks. The first kick will be taken by number 10, and that is none other than Quintero, I believe.
Yeah, Bryson kind of thought he was going to take that direct kick right at the end of the game.
Right.
But he ran over to try to create a little bit of confusion.
So Bryson Quintero set to take this first penalty kick for United PDX. And he scores it with ease. Bryson Quintero gets on the board first. And these penalty kicks make it 1-0. And now it's up to OPFC, Tony, to find that equalizing penalty.
Yeah, so Carter McGowan, he took the approach of he just needed to try to step and choose and guess wrong on that one. But he did show that he's got range. So the future shooters maybe got to worry about making sure they get it as far wide as they can, and hope he doesn't guess right on their kick.
Yeah, right. He got some serious error on that one, and now it's going to be number 18, the captain Hudson Waddle, to take this PK. The keeper Clem making himself look big. Claps his hands. Here comes Waddle. Oh, and he scores it. Elects to go to the left, and he's pumped up after that one. We're all tied up at 1 now on these penalties. And now it's going to be number 20, Logan Farino, the Oxford University England commit. The lefty set to take this one for United PDX. Referee blows his whistle. Oh, and it's saved! Farino went right, and the keeper went the same way. An outstanding save by Carter McGowan. Makes a big-time stop to change the trajectory of this game.
Yeah, he guessed right and he smothered that. Well done.
So Farino misses. And now it's going to be number 10, Tomas De Andreka, up to the plate for OPFC, Oregon Premier FC. This would be a huge one if they're able to net it. Interested to see if United PDX can make this stop to tie it up. They needed to. De Andreka, the right footer. Oh, and he went top right bins on that one. The keeper guessed the right way, but he didn't dive high enough to stop that one, Tony.
Hey, he struck it with some power there. It was well placed. And at that point, unstoppable, because keeper did well in terms of choosing correctly, and he had a good dive.
Right, it was a solid dive, but didn't jump high enough on that one. It was just a well-taken penalty. It's hard to stop that, Tony.
So we have one of the late-game substitutes taking a penalty kick, Max, who had a few good moments in the minutes he did play.
Right, yeah, some valuable minutes here for Max Schmeike that he provided in this match. A pretty valuable sub. Here comes Schmeike. Up to the test. Stutter steps. Oh, and it's saved! United PDX missed the penalty. Wow.
Yeah, Carter, I think he just read that one properly. That was only a half guess. He ate that up.
Yeah, he truly did. And to take this penalty, here we go. Oh, and he goes right, and it's in. So that time it was, I believe it's 8, if I'm not mistaken. That is Leo Novak who netted that one. And here comes number 9 up to the test. It's none other than Mohammed Osman to take this PK. Osman waiting for the referee's whistle. There it is. Stutter steps. Oh, and it's top left bins. What a beautifully taken penalty.
Yeah, that was well struck, well taken, because Carter guessed correctly again.
Right, so Osman scores the PK. And now it's going to be number 11, Jahan Sabzalian, who is the goal scorer, one of the goal scorers from earlier today. Scored in regular time, and now he's trying to score in extra time here in these PKs. I'm sure neither side envisioned it going to penalties, but here we are. Oh, it's bottom left, and that's the dagger. Takes off his jersey and triumphantly throws it. That's going to do it here. Number 11, Jahan Sabzalian, crowned the hero after this one. And at the end of the day, OPFC, they're back-to-back reigning champs. And they win on penalties with a final score of 4-2. That's going to do it. OPFC, reigning champions. Congratulations to them.
Great celebration, of course, for their whole squad. But Fox Mason, he sprinted over to congratulate Carter for the job he did in terms of the saves. So that was incredible for him to get recognized by the guy who he backed up tonight.
Right, absolutely, yeah. They're giving each other credit here, and that was an extremely intriguing game. OPFC, now they are back-to-back OYSA champions, making it two-peat, as after all that, OPFC win 4-2 in penalties as some United PDX players are in despair there near center field. One of them with their jersey off, just like staring into the abyss. But at the end of the day, you have to feel for United PDX. I mean, soccer and sports are full of emotion. At the end of the day, both teams, they fought really hard, and it was probably one of the best games I've ever witnessed calling in my life. It was super intriguing stuff, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely, and United PDX, I think they know that they have nothing to be ashamed of. That it came down to penalty kicks, and which is a bit of a coin toss.
Right.
And either team could say, boy, if this one thing would have happened, we could have won in regulation. But
they'll likely be back here.
It wasn't meant to be, and these guys. Some of these older players, this will be the last competitive soccer game they play. They're going to go to U of O and be students first, or Oxford and be students first. So, but this is a great way for them, I think, to end their careers, whether they get to celebrate right now or have to commiserate a bit.
Yeah, that's right. Any more final thoughts, Tony, on today's match? It was a super fun one to call.
Yeah, this one was a lot tougher. I'm looking at the officials, and they're getting some high fives and some congratulations. And boy, this was a lot harder game than the U17 one, as far as to officiate with all those cards, and a lot to argue about and complain about. But they did well. They stood up to to the task of the intensity of this moment. But I think, kind of closing things down for me, this was just a great day in terms of the quality of play, the quality of the experience, and the way that Simon Date and his staff scheduled this thing or staged this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to everybody involved. Your final score here from Tualatin Hills Rec Center, 4-2, 2-2 in regular time and 4-2 in penalty kicks as OPFC defeats United PDX for the U19 Boys Championship match. You've been watching Oregon Sports Beat. A quick shout out to everybody involved here today. Our cameraman, Deshaun Montgomery. We got Sam Brow. We got our head producer and coordinator, Ryan Johnson, and Alva Myers. And I've been Jack McArthur alongside Tony Vandermeer, my broadcast partner, saying so long from Tualatin Hills Rec Center. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Your final score here, OPFC 4, United PDX 2. Shout out to OPFC. Congratulations to them for being the champions. Have a good night, everybody.